What up, chuggers? It's your boy JD. I hope you all are doing all right tonight. We're going to do a quick, nice, chill stream tonight. Welcome back to the bunker. I got a couple things set up in the back. Hopefully, we got some people joining in pretty shortly. I hope you guys can hear me. I just reset up everything. A couple things have changed since last time, but we're all set up. We're ready to go. I'm going to have a couple people hopping in. I'm pretty sure in the next few minutes. I know I say that every time, but I'm pretty sure they're going to hop in. All right. All right. So remember, I'm in the bunker right now, so don't forget to go and follow the Bunker Buddies podcast on Instagram, YouTube, or find us anywhere where you can find podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all that. You can find us there. Please go check us out. We'd really appreciate it. Again, so welcome to the bunker. As you can see, I've done some redecorating. I'm going to be doing an episode hopefully here soon. But the end is near, is it? We'll talk about it. But let me know what you guys want to talk about in the chat. We're just here to sip and drink. Oh, if you guys haven't seen before, this is my 100-ounce soda. I love this thing. I hope you guys can hear me. Testing, testing. Yeah, I think you guys can hear me. I think we should be good. All right. I always forget to set this up prior just because it's not one of my main concerns, especially once I start getting guests hopping in and onto the stream. But I guess while we wait, I'm going to get some music going for everybody. Ooh, don't know what I did.
Tonight, I want to give it all to you.
All right, we got music playing in the background now.
In the darkness, there's so much I want to do. And tonight, I want to lay it at your feet. 'Cause girl, I was made for you. And girl, you were made for me. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? Tonight, I want to see it in your eyes. Feel the magic. There's something that drives me wild. And tonight, we're gonna make it all come true. 'Cause girl, you were made for me. And girl, I was made for you. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can't give it all to you, baby. Can you give
I saw him dancing there by the record machine. I knew he must have been about 17. He was going strong, playing my favorite song. And I could tell it wouldn't be long that he was with me. Yeah, me. And I could tell it wouldn't be long that he was with me. Yeah, me. Singing, I love rock and roll. Spending like time in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll. Spending time and dance with me.
That's great, it starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes, an airplane, and Lenny Bruce is not afraid. I have a hurricane, listen to yourself, churn world serves its own needs, dummy serve your own needs, beat it up and not speak, grunt, no strength, the ladder starts to clatter with fear, fight down, high wire in a fire, represented 7 games in the government for hire in a combat site, left to us are coming in a hurry with the furies breathing down your neck. My team reporters babble Trump, tether crop, look at that, no plane, fine, death, overflow, population common, do what it'll do, save yourself, serve yourself, world serves its own needs, listen to your heartbeat, dummy with the rapture and the reverend and the right, you patriotic, slam, fight, bright, light, feeling, pretty sight, it's the end of the world as we know it, it's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. 6 o'clock, TV hour, don't get caught in foreign tower, slash and burn, return, listen to yourself churn, locking in, uniform and book, burning blood, letting every motive escalate, automotive incinerate, light a candle, light a motor, step down, watch your heel, crush, this means no fear, cavalier, renegade, steer clear, tournament of lies. Offer me solutions, offer me alternatives, and I decline. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine.
I'm going to say a couple adjustments. I'll do it.
The other night I tripped nice, continental trip to Biden, Mountain Sid, and a line, Leonard Bernstein, Leonard Brasnap, Lenny Bruce and Lester Banks, birthday party, cheesecake, jelly bean, boom, music, symbiotic, patriotic, slam, button, that, right? It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine.
I don't know how much of a difference that made, but we'll see.
Don't be afraid to care. Leave, don't leave me. Look around, choose your own ground. How you live, how you fly. Smiles you'll give and tears you'll cry. All you touch and all you see is all your life will ever be. Run, rabbit, run. Dig that hole, get the sun. When at last the work is done, down, sit down, it's time to dig another one. How you live, how you fly, but only if you ride the tide. Balanced on the biggest wave, race towards another grave.
This song though. Let me grab another mic really quick.
It's the time of the season when love runs high. In this time, give it to me easy, and let me try with pleasured hands to take you in the sun to promised lands, to show you everyone. It's the time of the season for love. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? Has he take us anytime to show you what you need to live? Tell it to me slowly, tell you why I really want to know. It's the time of the season for love.
All right.
What's your name? Who's your
Your
daddy?
daddy.
Is he rich like me? Has he taken
Okay. I don't care what your opinion is on Disney movies. However, and I don't matter, even if you do like Disney, I don't really care if you do not like the new Cruella movie. The new Cruella movie had a banger of a soundtrack for that movie. All I'm gonna say is that movie did have a banger soundtrack. All right, but I grabbed this headset so I can lean back if I want to. You know, do my thing.
Hola,
poor little mind is being devoured by piranhas, but I'm going bananas.
I've never heard this song.
Nankabot nantes, can I feel like a tooth being drilled and nerve being killed by a dentist, but I'm nankabot nantes.
Oh, Donna interested. Nope.
Imagine there's no heaven. Sees if you try. No hell below us.
Since I got comfortable in the bunker,
above a
Who is
glowing
here?
sky.
it is some of our favorite people of all
Imagine
time.
all
It is the one, the only Triple B. What up, everybody?
So, JD, what are you doing, homie?
Not much. I'm just chilling in the bunker.
Hell yeah.
What you guys up to tonight?
Shit, I'll do some beers with you.
Hells yeah. And let's do a quick solo right here. Is look what we got on the table. It is our IFC heavyweight champion, Yeti. Woo!
mean, For now. Champion for now.
Fuck.
For now.
That's a lot of
go. All right. Except for now. Yeah, we're sitting. Well, we got a trash can between us, so we're not sitting super close. And I don't want to get too close to that side, so I'll take it.
You can just touch it if you want.
Nah, I'm good, bro.
Caress it.
I'll be touching all over it when I take it here in a minute.
All right, dude.
We gotta get a little promo going, but after that, Yeti said that he's feeling like he might be able to defend here pretty soon. So
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Might be tomorrow.
Either way, he's gonna drop as champion. He reserves the right to drop announcement, so that's gonna be his deal. But beer of the stream tonight is Stones for me tonight.
Oh,
I want some Ronos.
Yeah, it's running the same Stones.
don't.
So
We should be sponsored at this point.
you ain't fucking lying, bro. As much fucking beer we've been drinking is Keystone. Shit. I mean, it's good. It's a good cheap. It's a good trash beer, bro. Because what I mean by trash is like you can drink as much as you want.
Get trashed.
Get trashed, and like it's a light beer. Who cares? It don't hurt the pocketbook all that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, I don't really have a taste for the Natty Light. Y'all two do, but I don't.
It's
So
a delicious beer.
it's like all I got for right now.
Facts.
So
Right.
whatever.
Whew. Yeah, as you can see, stuff that I was doing before I go on live, because I know that it's had the announcement, is I set up my stream, but then I was also changing the background, kind of resetting up what I had done here. I have The End Is Near behind me. Can you see it?
The fuck?
Oh, it's-
Oh, I didn't realize I still had this going. Close that real fast.
Like, when did you sound like that?
So JD sounds mighty Australian. Well, it's because we were watching with it stream while we were picking
was.
back. Yeah, so I thought I closed it out, but I didn't. So I heard fucking Jack talking in the background. So I was like, "What the hell's going on?" You said the end is near, and then I heard Jack talking. So it's funny.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the end is near if Jack's talking. I mean, he's living in a fictional country.
Fictional world.
Exactly.
I don't know if I agree with Jack's ability to be real. To be honest, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and post I'm gonna post a link to your channel, so they'll have to go to your channel.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Got you.
That way they'll have to go to your channel to get the link to join up. Because the other day everybody was joining up to mine, and it was kind of was confusing to them, not to us. But
Oh, yeah.
because they were like, "Well, whose stream is it?" And we're like, "It was JD's stream." Why does it show you're streaming? Like, because you could stream.
Like, yeah.
You can stream from one to the other.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you're allowed to share streams right now.
Yeah, so that's what I was doing. I was trying to just be cool.
Open it.
Cheers,
Oh.
Zero. Cheers, Daniel. Good seeing y'all, man.
Pop.
Appreciate y'all stopping in.
Oh, I wanted to show you this because I got this a while ago and I haven't been able to use it. I don't know
What
what,
is
I'm going to use it for. It's a giant Reese's peanut butter cup. I mean, there's advertisement on top of it, but it's a giant Reese's peanut butter cup.
That's a real one?
No, it's not real. It's like a plastic thing, right?
Oh.
It's got to be plastic.
Yeah, it's a plastic.
It's like a
Like-
bin, like a
Oh,
big basket
okay.
you put Reese's in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Well, you make
I-
yourself a big
And
ass
then
Reese.
above that, I can't really move my camera, but above that, I got another Reese's advertisement. I don't know why, but I keep getting these advertisement pieces, and I was like, well, I'll keep them.
Because Reese's, why not?
Because Reese's is awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Because of Reese's, why not? So what do you got planned tonight, GD?
I got nothing really planned. I was just thinking about chilling, talking to people. I want to do a Bunker Buddies episode with you. I just need to really think about what we're going to really do because I have an idea of what I want to do. But we need to talk and be like, okay, well, this is what we want to do. Because I want to talk about, I think we've talked about this a little bit, but just basic prepping. So, like, what to do in the first, what do we say, 72 hours?
Yeah, first 3 technical days. So like 70, like 72 hours, whatever.
What?
What to do to survive for the first 3 hours?
Oh, yeah.
But we don't have an exact scenario, and it would be different because how do you survive a tornado is going to be different than a hurricane. That's going to be different from a landslide. That's going to be different from I don't know.
That's why you need to be prepared for everything.
I mean, like if you live by the beach, you probably should.
Prepare for
I wouldn't
hurricane
really be prepared for
Oh,
tornadoes.
yeah.
I'd be prepared for a hurricane.
and earthquake and
Yeah, I mean, like here in Cali, yeah. Now it'd be rain, so flooding
yeah.
and earthquakes. And
Hey, what's up,
Yeah.
Jack?
they don't really get hurricanes. So
Yo,
what's up, Jack? What are you doing, bro?
I just got off my live and I thought I'd go to someone else's.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you found a good home because we're live. We are in it to win it.
Been on wine, Jack?
This beer tastes weird.
Yeah,
Bro?
I'm trying to work out the ratio. I'm gonna have a big feed. I can either cook the flats of
Wait a
chicken
minute.
wings marinated, or just get some Maccas delivered.
Some medicine tree.
Mm.
McDonald's.
It's kinda weird.
Okay, they muted themselves. I was all like, I could barely hear that over them talking.
Sorry about that. That's my bad.
I just
So-
spilled some red wine on my white shirt, so it's in the wash. Gonna put some bleach in it.
Oh, I was gonna ask you. I was like, what are you drinking tonight?
Yeah, I've got the Australian version of 19 Crimes. You know, the Snoop Dogg version. Well, there's the Southeastern Australian version.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, there's like 11 versions. 8 of them are red. 2 of them are white, and 1 of them what the fuck's that type of wine? Rosé.
Mm. I'm still trying to find like my perfect wine because wine's either too sweet for me, it's too bitter. I need to find like that balance.
There's Merlots in between. Look for a Merlot. That's in between
Merlot?
sweet and dry. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into wine. Like I'm so more into like whiskey and like more of liquors. I haven't really tried wine. I do wine like big weddings or parties or stuff like that,
Mm.
like fancy occasions. But I'm also like trailer trash, so it's all good.
was it? I'm trying to
All right.
I was thinking of getting a bottle of rum, but I'm on my third bottle of wine. I don't need a bottle of rum. That'll just put things south. I need a good feed. Need a good meal. I'm thinking Macca's.
Macker. What's Mackers?
McDonald's. That's Australian way for saying McDonald's.
I love
Aussies,
that.
the Aussies in their fictional land have made up these weird slangs for things. I'm still trying to learn all of them, but Jack's taught me like 15 different shits at this point. So whenever they say they're like,
checking the washing machine.
when they're gonna go do something, I've already got an idea what they're talking about at the time. And then there's pterodactyl in the background. There. He did all. Little known fact: Jack's did voice acting for the Jurassic World series and and for some of the cartoon dinosaurs.
You got to Photoshop his bird with Chris Pratt.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Everybody started doing that. Everybody.
Yeah, I didn't know they were releasing it. Apparently, Corona's making a non-alcoholic Corona beer.
They're hopping on the 0% ones.
0% alcohol. Like,
look how gay it is.
it's like watching porn on the radio. Like, what are you doing?
I'll send you later. Was it on the radio?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
That's a great.
Like-
I love that.
it's like fucking a chick and not finishing. Like, what are you doing?
Trying for premium. Not worth
Yeah,
it.
the premium's not that great either,
It's not
man.
worth it at all.
They changed the taste on that. I don't even really care for Corona anyway, but the premium's kind of
I'll take a Corona Sunrise.
really up there.
The Corona sunrises that we had were pretty good.
Got to mute that fucking.
That's like a pterodactyl.
That's what I said. So then he did all the voice acting for the Lost World movies, the new Jurassic Park shit.
It's like a pterodactyl.
But for now, like, well, it's because they go through that little phase where they make a shitload of noise before they finally like settle down.
Yeah.
He's gonna go throw like a towel on him or something on his cage
Don't over his head.
or her cage for her to settle down, and then she'll do that for like an hour, and then she'll be just chill.
Yeah, Jack has had to go and check his shirt because he spilled some red wine on his shirt.
Put some red wine on it.
Yeah.
Doesn't really got that.
I know that you're not super into wrestling currently, but I don't know if you're hearing any of the Rock drama going on.
The what?
WrestleMania, the Rock drama going on.
Oh yeah, they always pick him like when they go to WrestleMania or something like that. He always comes back out of nowhere.
Ayo Zero. I posted two links on the channel. I guess I didn't post the actual StreamYard one. I thought I did. I usually post a link to whoever I'm restreaming, which is for JD's channel. Then I post one link for the actual stream. I guess I might have posted that same one twice. That's what it looks like I did. So I'll repost the StreamYard link there. So
What's up, Ken?
so we go. So Ken.
Good day, JD, Texas and Yeti, and good day in it. I'm in Vic 90 Mile Beach. Yeah, I've tried 19 Crimes wine. Nice drop.
Yeah, 19 Crimes is pretty good. We've had the Snoop Dogg one, and for the girls, they recommend that you put you mix it with it's an Italian soda. I don't remember which one exactly, like strawberry or something. But you mix like 3/4 wine and 1/4 of that soda, and it's supposed to make it like champagne, but it's a wine. It's pretty awesome, apparently, because all the girls that had it were like,
They try to make me taste it, but I didn't do it.
I tasted it, but not really for me. Anyway, not
Or
important.
Jackson muted.
I saw there's like an Instagram thing where they would mix like heavy whipping cream into their wine. I don't know how that would. I'm not a wine drinker, but I saw it. And they were like, "Oh, it's so good."
I don't know. I've never
That motherfucker
Yeah,
heavy.
kind of heavy.
They're just not having the fucking whole camera long.
It's funny because
Like,
like
hit the ground.
it's funny because like when you throw it on the outside rim of the can, you hear like bounce around. You hit it because of the middle of the trash can has a big bubble on this one. So when it hits it, it sounds all fucking solid.
Jack kind of talk, but you can't hear him.
Is Jack talking? He's muted, bro.
No, he's muted himself. Whoop.
He just did himself.
And then he just disappeared. That wasn't me, I swear.
Way to go, JD. You're off. You're off. You know what, Jack? Fuck you, guy.
No, I
Nah,
love
nah.
Jack.
I'm just talking shit. You might have got off just to go get something to eat. Remember, he said he's gonna eat some Mackers.
Mackers.
Yeah, Mackers.
Backers?
Mackers.
It's 1:50 here in Australia, and I haven't started drinking yet. But I'll be on wine soon. I normally drink my own homebrew, but I ran out. Waiting for the new batch.
Drinking their own brew though.
Like, bro, shit. Big ups to in it, with it, without it. K, Jack, the guy that was just on here, whatever name he's running with this week. Big ups to him because he hooked it up with a place online called Cooper's, and you can buy your own fucking setup and make your own beer. You make your own homebrew. So Jack at one point was making like 90 to like 96 bottles of like different lagers and stouts and different stuff.
If you're trying to do that.
And yeah, he was running like stouts at I don't remember the exact percentage, but he had like at one point like 90 something bottles of stouts. And that's what he was just pouring pouring glasses out of those
Wine glasses?
yeah. Well, he has the bottles, but he was pouring glasses and just drinking them like that. I think it holds 8 or 9 ounces, something like that. And he was able to get two of those. No, it's a 12-ounce glass. But he was able to get 2 of those and have just a little bit on bottom with the yeast. You can kind of see it floating around like real murky on bottom. But you can get 2 solid good pours. So each bottle was basically like 2 beers. So that's pretty good.
Hungry Jacks is what they call Burger King. Isn't that confusing to like Jack in the Box?
Well, yeah, Hungry Jack's had his name changed from Burger King down there. And they don't have, I don't believe they have a Jack in the Box down there.
Okay.
I've had this conversation about once or twice already. Something like that.
They're Australian over there.
Yeah, I mean, what do you expect to land upside down or down under or whatever?
Down under and
I mean, the people are pretty cool, but I still refuse to believe that that they're not AI or something.
they probably are.
I'm just giving them all shit, but like everybody that I met from down there they've all been legit, cool people and stuff. I just like to give with it some hell. Yeah.
All right, because we're talking about Australia, and I don't know why, but my mind jumps straight over to the UK because I'm like, yeah, they all got the same accent basically.
Dude.
But did you hear about the king?
He died or
No, he has cancer. Like, and they think it's terminal because he was just taken out of Buckingham. They flighted him out on a helicopter.
All I know is that that hairy guy, his younger brother, whatever. They've been showing a bunch of photos of him like looking happy as fuck. But I'm about 99% sure that's all media manipulation. You know how that shit goes.
Yeah,
try to take a picture.
Try to make it.
probably like the family manipulation there, but definitely like just in historically, the Buckingham Palace and the royal family don't release things unless it's like 100% necessary that they release it.
Yeah.
So like for them to be like, hey, Charles has cancer, like we should probably be like, oh, that's serious. Now, granted, the media is probably like over exaggerating what everybody else is doing.
Yeah. I can't say that I'm surprised, but I've also
cool because I was just like, man, we're in our lifetimes, we're gonna get 3 different monarchs in Britain.
hey, if we were like in the 17 and 1800s in French, we'd have like 15 of them. So I mean, like 3 of them ain't too bad.
Oh, you know how I found out about this, and it's the funniest thing because I know this is also how Blackout finds his information about anything to do with the royal family. Is that we start seeing memes from our Irish friends who are in Ireland, and it's all stuff like when the Queen died. It's a whole bunch of Irish people in a stadium, like at a soccer game, all singing about like "fuck the Queen, put her in the ground" kind of thing, and they're all like singing and making fun of her death. And then he gets cancer, and it's people just trashing him online, and I'm all like, whoa, 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 when did the king get cancer? And I had to do a little digging to like find that, like, oh yeah, Buckingham released a statement saying that Charles has cancer, and I was like, well,
that's what I love about memes, right? Memes is like it's a universal language. It's a one of the most subversive, covert ways to get pertinent information out, because if you actually pay attention to anything, because you refuse to watch the news for any reason at all to get information, you still get all of it from memes.
yeah,
Because like I remember when the Queen died, there's a shitload of here in America, there's a shitload of memes. I'm in a bunch of meme groups. There's a shitload of memes doing the same thing where they're just trashing on her, man. And I mean, she's a human being. Granted, I'm sure she's probably responsible for pick a thing. Everybody's responsible for something, but whatever. Anyway, but like everybody was like really trashing on her pretty hard. I think the funniest one that I saw, it was one of George Washington hitting the Queen with a Stone Cold Stunner.
What the fuck?
it was all finally bitch or some shit like that. I was like, and it was like it looked like a pastel painting. I don't know if they did it with AI or what, but it was fucking. It just looked hilarious. I was like, damn.
I've seen those memes where like right now, like they're like Diana's probably rolling over in her grave, and I would be like, hell yeah, dude. If I was her, I'd be laughing. I would be like, finally, justice, you bitches.
Oh, I gotta show you that. I'll send a bunch of those memes to you if you care to see them. But
Yeah,
it's one of like this old. It's like a skit that they did of an old lady holding onto these gates trying to open them up to get in, and it said the Queen. It said the Queen. The Queen pissed off that Diana made it in and she didn't, or something like that. I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't know enough about all that, and to be honest, I really don't give a shit because it's not my country and whatever. But people are people, man. We got at the end of the day, we got to remember that too, you know.
oh yeah.
I say me.
Okay, let's
say me
talk about other big country leaders. Is what's your opinion on the whole Tucker Carlson thing?
Oh, Tucker Carlson. Oh, and he interviewed Putin, and Putin basically just 100% alpha dogged the shit out of that that whole interview. He basically turned the interview to a press release. Tucker Carlson, like every one of his questions were just like, hold on. Putin's like, let me remind you, I'm vodka grandpa. Vodka grandpa, we remember things. Let me give you the history going back to 1099 or whatever, and give a 30-minute dissertation, history lesson, schooling somebody on the history of Russia and the people in the area and what land is theirs and what's not. Even admitting that Poland and Hungary should have parts of this other land that's what's considered to be, you know, what did they say? It was Ukraine was technically a word, not an area, but it was a word for people that lived outside of the main land. Like, and they took that moniker and made it into a thing. Like he was talking about, he was like Hungary should actually have part of that land, same as Poland and all of that. And he talked about them being distinct from Russia. And so, like he just gave a 30-minute dissertation, laying it all out there, and just completely manhandled that whole first 30 minutes of that fucking, if you want to call it an interview. I want to see Joe Biden do that. Give a 30-minute uninterrupted fucking dissertation about American history.
I mean, he will give you 30 minutes of a ramble, what you would say is American history, and then go on to tell you about, you know, classified U.S. documents.
Quite possibly, probably UFOs and Area 51 and all that shit. But
well, did you hear that he's not getting tried for that? Like they found like a ton of documents in his house that they're not charging. It's documents that he had while he was vice president, and even when he was writing his memoir, the guy writing his memoir was like, "Oh no, Joe showed me all of this. I've seen all of these."
Yeah, and it's considered secret or top secret clearance, and if you show that to anybody, that's treason.
Yep.
But
Joe Biden. Joe
I mean,
Biden.
let's not even mention the laptop or any of that shit, because
Joe
what is it
Biden.
like when you have the FBI or any other federal government agency at your fingertips and you can use them as a weapon? You can use them you can weaponize them to do political damage control.
Well, it's not even that. Joe Biden, everybody's all, it's just, he's fucking stupid, Oh, he's a retard.
Well,
It's like, still,
he may be retarded, or he may be this, or maybe that, or
Maybe things
dementia,
like that.
or all that stuff. I don't know, but I don't care. What's wrong is wrong, and what's right is right.
maybe he just stays like that. But
I don't know. I don't
maybe
know.
he might be
about
the smartest person on earth.
that. See, it's statements like that. That's the reason aliens don't visit us. Put up with that shit. Before he's not the person on this earth.
You never know.
No, I do fucking know.
Like, he fucking acts like he's fucking retarded, like he does right now. He's on the
There's
cover.
more you're gonna tell me this guy's playing 5D chess while everybody else is playing checkers? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Uh-huh.
No, the White House is just the White House and Congress is basically a giant nursing home at this point.
Bro, the fucking political arena going on here is just exactly like that. It's an arena. WWE, political WWE is basically what it is. Because like on ESPN, ESPN2, and all that, you see like all these sports games. It's entertainment. WWE's on whatever channel they're on. It's entertainment. You look at like C-SPAN. C-SPAN is its own type of entertainment. C-SPAN 1 and 2 and 3 and whatever else. C-SPAN's supposed to cover like all the political shit. And for the old people that do actually care about it, or they're rooting for this or that. Most of these people, man, Jesse Ventura said that himself when he was governor. He was of Minnesota. He was like, the CIA has active I wouldn't say bases, but active offices in states, and they're not technically supposed to do that. That's technically against the law, but they're doing it. NSA and everybody else is doing all their shit that they're not supposed to be doing. Like he called this out years and years ago, and he talked about being a governor and meeting the representatives in the House and the Senate about these guys. It's what it boils down to is money, which equals power, and access, which equals power. So when they try to gather more power, it's through gathering money. However you come about that, whether it be insider trading or gaining access, which again is another type of power, through somebody else to get something like money. You then owe that person a favor. They now have access to something that they want from you. And it always boils down to just that. It's basically two types of snakes trying to outsnake each other. And in the end, it's all about individual personal interest. And every one of those guys are competing for. It's like, think of NASCAR. You're competing for sponsors. All the sponsors you get, though, are American corporations.
Yeah.
That's essentially how I understood it when he was breaking it down, Barney style. I was like, cool. I was right on the money when I was a teenager. I was right there. This makes perfect sense to me.
What do you mean?
That's why I believe that, like, scientists, whether it be climate scientists or what are those other assholes, biologists, when they're talking about vaccine and all this other research stuff, I'm like, they should have fucking sponsors. Like, hey, they should look like a NASCAR like onesie, bro. Like, just have all of their companies. Yeah, all of their companies, bro, just like all over there. So you know who owns them. You know what I mean? So when they push the fucking Pfizer shit really hard, Pfizer's got a huge patch, so they pay a portion of this guy. Oh, AstraZeneca right here under by the titty, right here. Yeah, it's the second place you look. Okay, cool. So they pay the second amount of the highest whatever payment. Like that, to me, that's the way I see it. It makes perfect sense when you look at it that way. And you don't have to make a conspiracy about it. You don't have to, like, if you say this, you don't have to do that. It's like, hey, if any of this gets out, we'll deny it. We have a political machine that'll have access to media, and we'll use the media as the fourth branch of the government. Weaponize that. We'll discredit you. We'll defame you. And then we'll make sure you lose any and all access to whatever it is that is going to hurt them the most. And then, just weaponize everything that they can against that person. So what happens? Just keep your mouth shut and you get paid. That's all you have to explain to these people. Keep your mouth shut and you get paid.
Not a bad gig if you just want to make money.
how do you be a politician and your yearly salary is like 120,000, 130,000 a year, and after 2 years your net worth is like 1.4 million?
I don't
You've
know.
been there for like 2 years, 3 years, and you're worth millions of dollars.
I think your income should represent the state that you're representing. So it should be the median. So what is the minimum wage that, or the middle class making in your state? That's your salary.
I mean, I say the easiest way to get around that, term limits, limit. Well, now that the Supreme Court has ruled money and payments of money as free speech, so McDonald's can give you $4 billion. It's not a bribe; it's free speech. Well, they're not bribing you. These guys aren't showing up to bribe you. They're here to
Free speech you.
they're here to give you a dissertation. They're here to explain some things to you a little more clearly, because bribery is illegal and we can't do that. But
did you
donations,
hear about
donations are
the anti-militia ban that they're trying to push?
good luck with that shit. But yeah, good luck with that.
According to this bill, a militia is more than 3 to more people is a militia. So I was kind of like browsing the highlights of it. I didn't read the whole thing, but what I gathered from it is that you could be charged with breaking this if you are traveling with 3 or more people in a car with guns in the vehicle. So I was like, let's say all 3 of us wanted to go out shooting and we got pulled over, we'd be a militia because we're going out with guns, even though we're going out hunting.
Or like we did when we went to Vegas and we had a trunk full of rifles and pistols on our hips, and the fucking like the fucking guards, when we got to Hoover Dam, they're like, do you have any weapons on you? All of us are like, yeah. He's like, do us a favor, just put that in the trunk. Pop the trunk, bro. Just rifles in there. like, yeah, it looks bad. You know, it looks like we're there to do some bad things, but we're not. We were 100% just.
They were super cool about it, by the way. Like,
yeah, big. Hey, yo, shout out to the.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, shout out to the guys. Shout out to the guys and men and women out there that were, supposed to be doing security checks. Shout out to them that were
They're not doing their job.
They had enough they were doing their job, but they had enough common sense to know, like, this guy's got a Texas license plate. He's with another guy from Arizona. Obviously, they're sightseeing. They're not aggressive in any way. Okay, man, cool. You got like cameras and all this shit, so cool. All right, it is what it is.
Instead of making a big old deal.
Instead of them like tasing us, doing stupid shit like this.
We pulled right over right in front of them, so they were watching us.
Yeah, we were like 50 yards from the checkpoint. And there was like, put it in the trunk. Pop the trunk open. Me and JD were putting our shit up. Fucking rifles and shit in there. I was like, if anything kicks off, bro, we got you. I'll toss you one. Don't worry about it. We'll handle it. I promise. Like, we're on your side. Not on your side because you're police, but on your side, meaning we're on your side of trying to stop whatever shit may be going on.
Exactly.
My fault on that, man. I just mean to run off.
No.
Here's Ken.
I totally blank about that all the time. And you bring it up, I'm like, that's right. We did do that. We did hop a boat and go into California. I forgot.
Committed 8 felonies in 30 seconds. Yeah, bro. Not because like we were actively trying to engage in that, but because we all got on the ferry
with weapons. It's fine.
And halfway across, I was like, wait a minute, we're crossing state line. Yeah, it's a reservation though. And I'm like, still technically state line, right?
Yeah,
it's California.
It's in Cali. I forgot to take my shit off. Everybody else, we all had that blank stare. We had that Rick and Morty with the lips hanging down kind of fucking look, just like fuck.
Yeah, little putty face looking thing.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, just a shout out to Ken. It's not cold out here, bro. It's currently where we are. It is. I'll give you a ballpark. It's 53 Fahrenheit. So it's probably, I don't know what you would call that where you are, but I used to have like measurements, but I don't have them with me on. If Jack was here, he was really good about like temperatures and shit.
Mine's 49, so I'm a little colder. It's been cold all day. Like, it broke 50 like maybe twice today.
Bro, it's weird that you're having like you don't ever have temperatures that low out there.
Dude, I'm effing cold. But also, I'm the idiot. I have both my fans on right now as well because I can't sleep if it's too hot.
Well, to be fair,
I sleep in the coldest shit, but I
Mhm.
can't sleep if it's too hot.
Yeah.
well, to be fair though, you were outside where it was cold, so as soon as you come inside with no air, no circulation, you're immediately gonna overheat because your
Yeah.
body's still trying to compensate for being out in the weather. And he said Putin called out Tucker big time. Well, he did because he kept telling him, he's like, "Are we gonna have an adult conversation? You're using." He basically told him like you're using inflammatory language
Yeah.
instead of just saying like, "Hey, let's not speak in these terms." He said that 2 or 3 separate times. Putin did tell it like it was with Tucker on that because Tucker, you got to remember, as an American, he's being in the news media as well. He has that little bit of bias whenever he's asking these questions. Just that I know it's got to be just out of habit, but he didn't do too bad of a job. I don't think. Just getting manhandled and schooled, like verbally.
It was a bigger interview than him. I don't think he was the right reporter to do it.
I mean,
like I don't like all of this stuff, but he has. There's a couple things that he's done that I'm like, oh, that's cool, but like, I don't know if he was the right person to be like, yeah, go go conduct this interview. It's basically that movie, The Interview with James Franco.
yeah, and
Let's go
that
sit
other
in
guy
James
on the hill.
interview.
Something like
Yeah,
Bro.
Seth
Seth Rogen.
So one of those fucking losers. I don't know. Anyway, I just like immediately set off 400 people when I said that.
Right.
I'm obviously being an asshole for no reason. I'm just saying that basically it's just the other guy, right? It's just some other guy.
yeah.
But
My hands.
apparently Yeti is cold.
Oh, my hands. I'm
Do you want me to get the?
No, that pinched the nerves that they messed up. The
Yeah.
hospital.
Yeah.
And I had to get swollen.
Oh, and Yeti has nerve damage on his left arm.
Fuck.
Yeah, his hands all. He
retarded.
looks like a velociraptor and shit when he goes to sleep. I don't know if that's
I
true,
can't
but
touch nothing cold with it
it
because
looks like a
instantly when it gets cold.
looks like a chicken foot. So yeah, he called Tucker out. Yeah, I mean he kind of did. Tucker was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. I don't know, man. I don't know a lot about Tucker Carlson. He just seems to be like one of the good old boys that would kind of do a really good interview, like like in the States, internationally. I don't know, but considering like he got fired from CNN because he didn't want to follow their narrative on a lot of things, and he was just asking questions that he probably should not have.
Yeah, but I mean, then he also leaves Fox because he was all like, "This seems very biased."
And they
Especially-
fired him for it.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing with what I think is really cool about Tucker and what I can respect, and not saying that I like him or I agree with everything that he said, but with Tucker, what I think is really interesting is that he's come out and apologized for some of the statements that he's made and some of the stances he's made, and he doesn't like he could be like, "Oh, that was just like what was on the teleprompter. This is like I had writers or whatever," and he was just like, "No, like at that time, I firmly believed that we should have been supporting the war in Iraq, but after like doing the research and after like talking to some of these people coming back from Iraq, like it was an issue that we shouldn't have been involved in, and I apologize for my actions that led into some of the media outrage that went into the war of Iraq and stuff like that,
Yeah, for contributing to it. Yeah, I mean, I will say this. You can have your opinion, and you're a political mouthpiece. All right, cool. Not everybody. Like you have a line, meaning you have to be within this parameter and this parameter. Anything you said between these two things, you can keep your job, and we can kind of it'll either fall into the history books and no one will remember it, or we can find a way to defend it to justify it. But even though Tucker was still inside those lines, his personal conviction had him turn around and apologize for it because he felt like at the time, like he said, he supported it and that was his understanding. But as he became more aware of what was really going on and how it was affecting everybody else that's in the middle of it, he then said, "Yeah, you know what? This is kind of ridiculous." And big ups to anybody that has enough balls to just say, "You know what? Hey, I was wrong." You know what I mean? You can't fix it, but admitting it was wrong is a good start.
I just think that's crazy that
Yeah.
he would.
So 2-hour interview with Biden wouldn't just happen, or just wouldn't happen. It'd be funny. It'd be funny as though, funny as fuck though. I'm sure is what he wants to say. I don't know if it would, man, because like, if you've ever wasted your time watching like debates between people, like the political debates,
Yeah.
it's really embarrassing for some of the people that are on there
They did it for school.
because like you don't know what the fuck they're doing because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean? And everybody's just kind of lost.
I don't know what conspiracies going into this. I mean, it's an election year for us, but I've been hearing a lot of conspiracies about what's going to happen.
I've heard several. JD, you wanna elaborate on a couple?
So I've heard that because it's coming down to what everybody's thinking is Biden and Trump, which most likely it will, is that one of the ones that I'm hearing is that they're just going to pull Biden and they're going to make Trump run against Michelle, which not necessarily she's the best candidate. I don't think she is, but I think it will end up pulling votes because she is a black woman.
A black tranny, but yes.
I didn't want to say
Because
it.
think about it. Big Mike checks all the boxes. Minority, okay, woman, but not really a woman. Trans, which goes with the LG, whatever fucking alphabet soup people, and then was married to Barack, which will make him gay, which puts them in a gay, trans, whatever,
Minority category.
multicolor and multi whatever flag fucking relationship. Makes them the poster child of that shit. So I mean, it does check a lot of boxes, but me personally, I don't believe that's going to happen.
And
I mean,
then
I could be
there's-
wrong.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
the Democratic Party has consistently surprised me with everything that they've done. Because out of high school, I was a registered Democrat, and then I was like, cool, I'm going to go to Republican, and then Republican started doing stuff, and then I tried to do independent, but independent is not what I thought it was.
When you have the hedgehog groups where they're like, we're fiercely libertarian, and that sounds really great, except once you realize that it makes all of the United States Afghanistan in terms of tribalism, then you it's not a cohesive way to run the country. Everything, and no matter what you pick, everything has its downfalls. But sorry, JD, go ahead.
Nah, but that's it. Like I was like, that stuff is weird, but I don't know. Like every single party has kind of like disappointed me. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a pretty young guy, and I'm like all the elections I've been a part of. It seems like, and I don't know if everybody feels this way, but at least to me, I was like, oh, our votes really don't matter. Like I was all like, because the election before I was allowed to vote was what was it? It was it was George and Al Gore. So it was Bush and Al Gore, and everybody's like, "Oh, that was super rigged." Whatever. I was too young. I wasn't in that election. But when it came to like Obama and Mitt Romney, and you start watching that stuff, and you go, "Okay, that was a little odd." That was a little odd. Okay, maybe like this next one's gonna be better, and then you're like, "No, my vote really didn't count either." And the people that I'm talking to in the community that I'm in, it doesn't match what we're voting for. Maybe it's because the area I'm in, and then I start talking to people from across the country, and I start like doing this and that, and you start watching news from other states, and you start learning about like, oh, voter fraud, and you start hearing about all these other weird things happening in front of polling places, or transportations for polling places not delivering people in, or delivering people to different polling places, and it's
Or people voting en masse, leaving the polling area, getting onto a bus, and then going to a different county or district, and then voting again. Which that you're not supposed to be able to do that, but that's been done several times.
Yeah.
And then you have, then you have the last election between Trump and
Joe Biden.
the resident in chief up here, who
Your president.
So you want me to hit you with that bell right now, or what the fuck is wrong with you?
Your lover.
So like anyway, it's really weird that
When you look up to?
everything that happened the way it did, and again, my tinfoil hat is inside, but I can get that some bitch on. There are a lot of very weird anomalies when these things go down every single year since Clinton. Oh, it goes back to all the way back to Reagan. Well, it probably was, but I wasn't around back then, right? I wasn't around before Reagan and everybody else. Like that was not that. I can't sit here and tell you about this is how Jimmy Carter did things because I wasn't there, right? So
He's building homes for humanity or whatever, right?
yeah, I just think that I mean Obama finally won something. He was able to get a Nobel Peace Prize for being a black president, so that's cool. I mean, something to somebody.
He's really black.
I mean, he's Kenyan, so I mean, his dad was Kenyan, his mom was white, so he's like half.
That don't count.
I mean, I don't know. And then like he's really Kenyan because like she wasn't here in the U.S. when he was born. They gave him like the fake Hawaii fucking birth certificate thing because as soon as he became president, all of his documents immediately became classified. So no one's able to pull them up. No FOIA requests. None of that will work. And they asked Obama to provide a birth certificate, and he didn't for the first like 2 or 3 years of his presidency. And then when he did, they uploaded the full image. Was it NSA and whoever it was, CIA, uploaded the full image on the fucking government website. And whenever you open up in your browser on Photoshop, it still has clickable links on the bars where you can click and drag the information that has been entered. You can drag the information.
Put your name here.
And it's supposed to be done by typewriter, right? Because this was back in the day. None of the fonts match. There's like 3 or 4 different fonts on the same certificate. And whenever he whenever he first got into law school, which that's a whole other deal, there were articles at the time in the 80s and 90s talking about Barack Obama that they were like Kenyan man, you know, or native born Kenyan Obama, fucking. That was like the headlines. I was like, that's weird that they put it just like that. Either they were fishing for like, but wokeism wasn't even a thing back then. It was still like in its infancy. Wokeism, yeah. Get woke, bro. Get woke. Anyway.
No, but like I don't know. But it seems like you're with me on this, but it just seems like everything, seems
JD, you remember like when you were young and you watched like wrestling? Like I only bring it up because you brought up wrestling earlier. Remember when you were young and you watch wrestling, you're like, damn, that was crazy, you know, all this and all that. Yeah. And everything it was dramatic and all this shit, but it all seemed like somewhat real. It was like Disney, right? When you go to Disney World, you know everybody's actors and it's all fake, but when you're in the moment, you get sucked into it. Yeah. You suspend your belief as a child.
It's like when you wrestling,
you know, that's what I'm talking about. And when you watch wrestling, you're like, oh shit, you know, he threw his ass through a table. Oh, he's really fucked up. This guy's really, you know, they're selling it, but when you're young, your brain's not fully developed.
When you watch like Jeff Hardy and ladder matches and like when Shane McMahon jumped out to the
Titantron, the fucking did that shit on was a Big Show, but I never showed him actually hit him. But anyway,
like when he's fucking go like go through the ring or something, or you see him go like to anything, there's always like cardboard boxes or mattresses or something over to catch him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when you're young though, you don't notice that, so you get older and you're like, damn, that didn't age well. Some of the stuff did in the Attitude Era, but that's a different story. I'm just the whole point of me bringing it up was saying, at some point, everybody realized it's fake, and everybody just accepted it, and nobody cared. Everybody was just like
when the ring fell, because I started vibrating out of nowhere somehow.
Everybody's just like, oh, okay. I mean, cool. We all kind of already knew that, and we had hints of it, and whatever. Nobody's pulling wool over our eyes. We know it's staged. I have a feeling politics is going to be the same way, probably within the next 5 years, and it'll be the exact same thing. Because it feels like that right now, just to be honest. I agree with you 100%. It feels just like that. It feels like what you're doing doesn't matter. You're going through the motions.
Anything we do, it never does matter. Like how you said the votes were always rigged. It's always been.
That's what my whole opinion on the Electoral College was why do we need them if the majority vote should be what determines it?
Because then if that's the case, New York, Houston, LA, Vegas, pick all the huge metropolitan areas, Cincinnati or Indianapolis, they run the entire country. And the farmers and people who live out in the sticks, like me or you, don't really get a vote. We get a vote, but we don't get a say. Because if it's majority or popular opinion, now we're no longer in a representative republic, which is what our country was founded on. We're now in a representative democracy. And in a democracy, 51% tells the 49% what the fuck to do. That's kind of a big deal. So all the farmers who are out there in low population dense areas because they're making food for the fucking country, they have the same say as the people who live in New York.
But when do we reevaluate that? When do we reevaluate that when it comes to technically Bill Gates owns the majority of farms now?
See, that's what I was about to say. Things and when it was created are different now than then. Some things have changed and things maybe need to be a little rebalanced. But the Electoral College is only allowed so many votes per area. And in order for the Electoral College, let's say this area in the Southwest is in your state of Arizona and New Mexico and whatever, these areas have a total collective vote number because of the total population in that area. And to balance that out, you have a Democrat or a Republican side of that, right? Because it's a two-sided system. One of those two in the Electoral College wins that number of votes based on a balance of people that live in a rural area and people that live in a heavily populated area.
Mm-hmm.
And if that happens to go blue, then they get this many votes. Or if it goes red, it's the same number, but it gets this many votes. And across the entire country, it's done that way. So if you have someone who wins all of the counties, but for the entire, like, this is the whole Joe Biden thing. It makes no sense. How do you win the majority of the counties, but the state is Electoral College wise is for the opposite color? Pick a color. If that happens, it kind of raises a lot of flags because if you win 95% of the state and the only 5% that the other person gets overturns your 95%, how does that work? It shouldn't work, but apparently it did this last election.
Yeah.
So there are some very strange things, and I could be wrong on the percentages. I'm just giving examples. I'm throwing numbers out there. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is I do what I can to just stay up to date with the overstepping of government, which is all day, every day, and the trampling of our rights, which is all the fucking time. I just try to stay up to date with the things that I can influence and can change and can do, which is my local area, my local municipality, and state representatives, the governor, things like that I can actually directly interact with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and Road Rash, you're right, man. Like, what I'm talking about in terms of being fake is what I mean by that is this person's supposed to do this. We don't know how, but this guy's going to win. The people that are in the ring determine how that happens, but the result is the same. This person has to win so they can continue on to whatever for the story to work, right? You can't have one guy be a fucking hero and he loses all the time because he's not really a hero. You can't have this guy be a bad guy.
I think. Hand it over.
You want to take?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I can't just hand it to you. The motherfucker is completely full.
All right. I'm gonna throw these comments out of order really quick, just because I think out of context this is funny. So these are out of order, but out of context, this is funny to me. I never knew German Shepherds could be Jewish.
What?
What the fuck?
So the context of this is that Ken posted, I'm going to watch a movie from last year called Shepherd's Story of a Jewish Dog based on a true story. Hidden dog escaped concentration camp in World War II. Should be a great work of fiction. Then he's like, I never knew who German Shepherds could be Jewish.
I didn't either. I mean, it's just, That's another question I have. You know, when they're like, "Oh, this guy is Jewish," and I'm like, "Okay, why do they treat that as a race when it's not a race? Is it not? Is it a race?
No,
It's not, right?
it's
It's a religious. It's a
yeah.
religious belief, right?
It's like saying someone
Just like when you say there's a Jew and he's a black guy, no one bats an eye. Like, oh, okay, he's a Jew.
Yeah.
It's a religious, political, like
That's all I'm saying. Oh, that guy's Catholic.
it's an all-in-one encompassing thing, right? Because when you say this guy's a Muslim, it doesn't matter the color. Maybe there's Chinese people that are Muslims, right? So,
But when I hear someone say Muslim, and you automatically
but everybody immediately thinks, well, he's a Muslim or an Arab, and I'm
Yeah.
like, those are not the same thing. Those are two different things.
they automatically think fucking rackheads.
Yeah. They're gonna say all that shit, but that's not what they are.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I'm trying to say. But that's all.
it's
That's because it's already pasted on them already.
so how does that? But how is that a race though? Because
know.
being a
I
Muslim,
I understand everything you're just saying, but
yeah. But I'm asking JD. I'm just throwing a question out there. How can people say, well, it's because he's a Muslim? And I'm like, okay, well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, you know how they are. I'm like, what do you mean how they are? It's not about what do you mean they?
Maybe.
Who are they? No. So hold on 1 second. 1 second, JD.
Now you're good. The title cracked me up as they changed German Shepherd's name to Alliston because, you know, German people, bad stalling, good. Well, I think I get what you're saying. I'm
Anyway,
waiting for these.
we had a little interruption. My bad.
No, you're good.
So yeah, like what I was getting at, JD, was you get what I'm saying, right? So when
I
you're
do.
saying a German Shepherd could be Jewish, and I'm like, the dog did all of the was circumcised and did all the things to be a Jew. That's weird. That doesn't make a lot of sense. See, and Ken makes a very damn good point when he said that. I didn't know German Shepherds could be
So,
Jewish.
just because every time I think of Jewish and circumcision, my first introduction as a child to the Jewish circumcision and like that's part of the religion or whatever, my first introduction to that was when I was a kid. I was watching Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yes, bro, Mel Brooks.
And it's
Mel
the,
Brooks.
It's the
Yes.
rabbi, and he goes, "It's a little guillotine." It's like,
Yeah, that's Mel Brooks. Yes, he's like, he come in and we snip the tip, and then the fucking Blinken, the blind guy, he's like, "Why just they grab his hand and put it down?" They're like, "No, man, trust me, no." Like you don't want any of that. Oh, it's really popular with the ladies. He's like, he's trying to sell it, you know. See that was in the golden age of cinema where everyone could make fun of everyone. No one took shit personally or serious. People had thick skin and a spine. It was a good time. I miss those fucking days.
So
All Mel Brooks said, Spaceballs and everything else was hilarious. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So Ken is stating for the world that he is a hologram denier. So that hologram of Tupac, that was fake. That was actually Tupac on stage.
I mean, maybe.
Hologram
Maybe.
is fake.
What's from?
Remember when Tupac showed up on stage and he was like rapping and he had like a whole brand new fucking album and shit? You don't remember that?
Oh, remember?
Yeah. Well, all right. So there was like a concert, right? And then in the middle of this concert,
Like 5
They-
years ago.
they put this fucking box down, and they're like, "We have a special guest, whatever." And like they make a big old fucking thing, and out of nowhere, these fucking lasers shoot out of it, and it makes a 3D hologram of Tupac.
Oh.
So Tupac, they play the audio through the speaker, and the projector
Johnson,
is like if he's got the microphone and he's performing a concert.
Yeah.
But it's not him. It's a hologram.
Yeah.
And hey, yo, Ken, just so you know, I get what you're saying. If you mean a different way other than hologram, I get what you're saying.
I know what he.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I get what you're alluding to, but
But
we're not going to cover that here because that's basically like setting off a nuke in the middle of the fucking channel. But yes,
Yeah, like that's something that we might discuss on the podcast. Who knows?
yes,
what
maybe.
did I say? We also got, good
Yeah,
topic.
I was about to say we'll cover that later at some point, but no, this is JD's stream, and I'm just gonna got you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
Michael
love-
Jackson too. You're right. You're right.
Along with it, though, Ken was also, and Michael Jackson, too. It's all about code these
code
days.
these days. Yeah, I got you, bro. Hey, I got you. And the worst part is, we're in America. We should be able to say what we want, right? We have free speech.
Nah.
But then there's hate speech. Whoever
We have-
decides,
We have
whoever decides what that is.
who the fuck was it?
Flags.
We have
Hey.
the illusion. We have the illusion of free speech and freedom in the U.S. because how many companies are owned by like 3 companies? We technically, you have the choice of 3 companies, and it gives you illusion because there's so many. But really, you're just giving the money to the same.
Yeah.
People.
Well, I can buy a GMC Sierra. I can buy a Chevy Silverado. I can buy a Cadillac. They're all owned by GM.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which one you pick. GM gets the money. Hey, I don't like this internet provider. I'm going to pay for pick a thing. Well, the internet provider, all 3 of them, or 4 of them, or 6 of them in the area.
AT&T.
3 of them are ran by Verizon or AT&T. So all 6 of those boil down to 2 companies. They're just shell companies. They're small companies that are owned by them.
But then let's put that on a bigger scale. All right, I'm going to pick the next president of the United States, or I'm going to pick the next senator, right? They're all getting paid by the same effing people. It's still big pharma. It's still the big tobacco. It's still big oil. Big corn.
Which is why I say they should have fucking NASCAR style jackets. Just fucking advertise who the fuck owns them. To be real, because the minute you're the money that you're getting paid by X company is more important than what the constituents that you're supposed to represent is telling you this is how you should do this and what you should vote for, and you're not doing that. Not only have you created a huge disservice to the constituency who has put you in office, you are now, honestly, man, you're racketeering. You're fucking you're usurping that office. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Therefore, you're not technically legally the representative, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So what the fuck does that mean?
But also, that's my other big point of the illusion of choice is because then we start looking at that in a media standpoint, especially like YouTube and other big streaming services, X, Instagram, all those other ones, where we start flagging Facebook, where we start flagging certain things. But the whole thing is I think the woke agenda or whatever, and all the Karens, a lot of that, I think, all started with a political agenda that like they made look like it was a social media thing. You know what I'm kind of saying is that I feel like it was orchestrated and it wasn't something that organically came about.
Well, Facebook is actually it's 100% created and funded by the spooky groups.
Yeah.
The NSA, any other, you can go down the list of OGAs, but what it boils down to is that it's 100% spying. That's all it is. They're gathering information, they're gathering intel on you, because people can't wait to post their next thing about, hey, fuck the government, fuck this, fuck that. Hey, January 6th, we pinged your phone and we happened to see that you posted 3 days ago on your Facebook that you deleted, but we recovered it. Who gave you permission to find that? Well, we went through the archives. No, you've always had a backdoor access through Facebook. And Facebook before that was there's another name for it, and I can't, the name eludes me at this point, but it's something like I don't want to say the wrong name, but it was a totally different name originally, and then it became Facebook down the road. But it was initially created and set up by the CIA, and they were trying to find a way to get people to voluntarily enter all their information, and of course that wouldn't work. But if you turn it into a social media platform,
which is the same thing,
which is what everything is, social media platform, they'll voluntarily do it because, hey, we'll help you link up with all of these people that have the same interests as you. And when you click all three, and there's 7,000 pages of shit that you just have to click I agree to terms and conditions. Buried in them 7,000 pages is that shit saying like, oh hey, by the way, we may or may not collect some data, which is only to help target, you know, to help personalize the ads that you're gonna see. That's what they always say. It's more than that.
It's like how you know when you look up something online and somehow it ends up on Facebook when that's when you're scrolling down from it, and all you see, oh, Oakley's right here.
That's what I was just about to say. Get on Google and look up anything. Say you want to look up a pair of sneakers. You get on Facebook, on the ads on the side, you now have a pair of sneakers that you were looking at earlier. There's the same sneakers.
Oh, it's getting worse because you don't even need to type anything into your search engines anymore. If we're talking about cat litter, in a couple days you're going to start getting ads for cat litter.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, well, the mark of the beast. Remember, like there was like the whole satanic panic thing in the 80s and in the 90s. It was. We have it. It's right here. It's in your right hand, right fucking here, or your fucking forehead because you're always stuck in it. It's right here, guys. Your tracker that they're supposed to put in your skin that everyone was so afraid of that happening. They don't have to. It's in your fucking pocket. It's right here. Your tracker's right here. Your listening device, so they can hear everything you're saying. Your microphone's always on. Your camera. Once in a while, when you go to open an app, you'll see a flash. Your whole screen flashes white, like it's taking a screenshot, but it doesn't make the sound effect. And you're like, well, that's weird.
It's a picture of you.
It's now taking photo of this camera and the back camera to see who you are and where you are. These people are subtly mapping your entire home. As you're walking through your house, scrolling and clicking through shit and opening and closing apps. It's a thing. It's not fucking science fiction. It's real. And for people that don't understand that, I'm sorry. And people that don't believe that, I'm going to use a little Southern expression. God bless your heart. All right. So
just like how me and you talk on the phone and then it echoes out of nowhere, or we can't hear each other for a little bit.
In the old days, in the old days, when you start talking to somebody and they start having an echo, you're like, NSA, bro. NSA's somebody picked up a tap. They're listening to what we're talking about. Because earlier we were talking about AK-47s and going to the shooting range. Now they're keyed into us. We caught a spike on this.
But I tell him all the time, like we always in the garage fucking playing games, drinking beer, and then I bet those guys that watch and fucking listen to us are like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, guys? The NSA guys, I was gonna say shout out to those guys, but fuck all of them. I was gonna say shout out to those guys, but I know the FBI and NSA guys that have a docket on me know for a reason this guy's he's fucked up on a lot of levels, but they have to have notes in there like sticky notes saying this file with a timestamp because there's some hilarious ass shit that I say or do or whatever that they can go back and listen to just for if I'm not anything else, I'm entertaining, right? The NSA and the FBI are probably fucking laughing their asses off at half the shit me and this motherfucker.
Man, what are you guys listening to today?
Yeah. We'll just go off on tangents. Well, nonsense, just to see what happens.
Or different music.
Yes.
I remember in 2020, right after the shutdown and everything, there was I think it was YouTube, but there was a channel that was doing a whole bunch of skits. It was basically like the Office style show, but it was basically like the FBI, and they were talking about like tracking people, and it was from like that point of view, but they were doing it in the style of like the Office.
Okay, man.
They're like, oh yeah, I'm like tracking, like these are my clients that I'm like following. So I was like, that would be a fun. I thought it was funny, and that's what I was thinking of right now. Is just 2020 when we were all making fun of it, and I was all like, we're making fun of it, but also like, it's most likely what's happening.
In the old days, they're like the government, they're wiretapping us, they're listening to us everywhere, and everybody's like, fuck, they're all like really on edge. Nowadays, people are like, wiretap. What's the recipe for baked salmon? Like, you know what I mean? And Alexa comes on and tells you, like, it's at the point where people have already accepted it. It's fucking willful
because everybody needs their phones no matter what.
It's the fucking cool part about it is if it didn't have to do with my job, I could throw this motherfucker in a dumpster. I would take all of my photos that I have for like my family and like personal information. I would take all that out, but I could throw those in the barbecue pit and burn the motherfucker. I don't care about this. That's why I don't buy anything expensive when it comes
to
phones.
Like if it wasn't for work, I'd probably have switched to a flip phone.
Just to be real, like you can't get on.
About ready
you can't
to
get on
I'm about ready to, and then just be like, well, if my work wants to call me and they can't communicate to me through my flip phone, they need to go and buy me a company phone.
Well, that's what I was about to say. My company pays for my phone, so that's
shit.
kind of out of the question.
My phone, I'd be like, yeah, sure, but they don't. So I'm like, fuck. Like, don't get me wrong, my phone's great because like I do watch like YouTube and all my other stuff on here, but I mean I have a computer for that. Kind of want to get me either a flip phone, or if I could get a pager, that'd be awesome. I'd love to get a pager again. But I also miss the I don't know if you guys had them. This was more of like around high school for me, where people were kind of getting out of the Razors, getting into Blackberries, right before the boom of iPhone. Like the first iPhone came out. So between the Razors and Blackberries to iPhones, like that's kind of like the years of it. There used to be this hardcore. Who made it? It was like it wasn't Nokia. It was like I forget who made it, but it was like a heavy duty, like blue collar flip phone that had the push to talk on it. I loved that. I had that phone for a while because me and my family would just use the push to talk function all the time. Which, I mean, I'm glad I don't have that now because I feel like me and my friends would abuse the push to talk because you used to push the talk and the speaker would just come on. So you wait for them to like get in an elevator or something. You'd probably go, all right, everybody, you know?
Yeah. You talking like Boost Mobile?
Yeah, like Boost Mobile used to have stuff like that, but I can't remember the brand. It was like a black and like orange phone, but it was like a heavy duty phone. It wasn't Nokia, but it was like a flip phone and it had the push to talk function. It was very like blue collar construction kind of looking. Because I got one, my dad got one.
And it's like almost like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, it was like a walkie-talkie phone. Yeah. I'm gonna try to pull up a picture of it because maybe
what phone is this, dude? That he's talking about?
It was a motor. I at least figured out the brand. It's Motorola. Motorola was the one that did it.
Uh-huh.
What is it called? What did it do?
Where you like pretty much like a walkie-talkie phone.
Yeah, like it had the push.
Oh, the Nextel phones. There were Motorola Nextels. They had a button on the side, like Bush Mobile had them. A bunch of them had them.
Yeah.
Where you push the button on the side, and it was like a walkie-talkie.
And the buttons were orange on it, huh?
It was like this yellow one right here.
Yeah.
They basically, because Motorola makes walkie-talkies too, but they basically turned the phone into a fucking a global walkie-talkie. Unexpected, but yeah, basically.
I had one of those when like BlackBerry was like a big thing, and it was like the first iPhone came out. So it was like iPhone, BlackBerry, and then some people had like the Razor flip phones.
Yeah, and I remember the BlackBerry had a little stupid little ball in the middle of it. Like if we were like, it was supposed to be a high tech. Had a little ball on it, but somehow the ball always like broke, and you fucking try to scroll it, go up and down, and when you scroll it, like you don't even move, or you did like do as hard as you can, and the whole fucking page would like fly.
Well, all they basically did was they took up using an old school mouse with the ball.
Yeah.
And turned it upside down.
Yeah, I know that's what they did.
Well, they act like it was revolutionary, like they made something new. You're like, I took all the 5 seconds and figured out how you did this.
Here's Miss Peaches.
What's up?
So
the government's going through my pics on my phone. They need therapy.
Oh, dude, I'm warm right now. I need to buy me one of those jackets. Have you seen them, JD?
Which ones?
The one that has like little heaters inside of them.
Oh yeah, I know. Like sells them.
I want to give me one of those.
I'd love one of those.
Yeah, because you can put it down like real low, medium to high. Nice.
That's what I need.
And they're supposed to be waterproof.
Oh, are they? Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Texas were talking about going down there this year again. Around spring break, probably when it gets a little warm.
Yeah, you got to let me know, dude. I'm down.
I'll get a hold of everybody. I'll be like, all right, this is when they're coming down. This is what we're doing.
So I'm ready to go. I'm gonna get my surgery done first, and then we're ready to get down. Changing headphones.
All right. Yeah, I was just changing my mic. This way I got a wireless mic.
Yeah. But as
Yeah, I got the wireless mic, and then I also got this the little box. So I want to like get like one of those crickets to print out like stickers,
oh yeah.
logos on it. This would be my trash talking mic.
Where'd you get that at?
I've had these mics. I have like got 1, 2, like right here. I have 3 mics in front of me. I got another one of those mics. I have like one more of these ones. I got a couple mics.
Oh,
But I have them for moments like this where I can be like, all right, ready.
yeah.
Gonna start dangling it.
For real.
Lower
Do
it.
what you want. You know how to cinch your cords when you pull them and they go back up.
There we go. That's what I need. Come in like Mr. Kennedy.
For real.
Sit down and be like, all right. What did Ken say? My YouTube channel I had for 14 years got striked for videos, going back 10 years until it was terminated. Bastards almost had 100 or 1,000 subs. Then I got 45 right now. Damn.
Man, that sucks.
I mean, yeah, the what was it called? The YouTube apocalypse, the adpocalypse.
Yeah.
Got everybody. I mean, it got I know it got CA, it got Faded Family. I got quite a bit.
They tried to get Super Duper. I remember that. And, they tried to get us for a while, but we decided to just erase everything.
Yeah, the only thing that I get like strike, I don't get strikes. They just get taken down. Like these lives will get taken down in certain countries.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're not strikes. They're just this stream is banned in this country, and they'll tell me like the reason for it. And I'm like, okay,
whatever.
It's never in the U.S. It's like Russia, China, and I'm like, okay,
that's stupid.
I'm like, okay.
All right, I'm back. My bad. I had to handle some shit real quick.
No, you're good. Handle your shit.
Yeah, well, I'm good now. We're good.
Talking about handling stuff, like I changed mics.
Well, oh, the other one died?
No, I just switched out the mic. I just wanted a wireless one.
Well, we don't have any mics around here. Well, I do, but they're set up on a different setup.
Boom. Yeah, I like it because I got this wireless one. I got this little box to put on there.
Oh hell yeah! The one that like WWE. Oh.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. I probably missed all the comments. Cheers, Shmi.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry about that. Had to yeah, Shmi jumped in. I'm not ignoring everybody. I'm just trying to say a bunch of things that everybody's just thinking. But the only difference is I'm saying it out loud. While all the rest of y'all are fucking pumping your fist, chugging beer, saying, that's right. Fuck them. Just be real. They shut that government site down. I can't remember the name of it. I think it was called like Lifebook or something like that. But it wasn't Facebook though. The other government, it was a whole fucking deal.
What are the majors?
Before Facebook, the CIA fucking created this shit. They helped fund it. The whole like social media movie or whatever that shit was about Zuckerberg. That shit's just it's propaganda, bro. It's not exactly 100% the way it went down. So anyway, yeah, Facebook is the best at gathering info. You're right, bro. That's exactly what they're doing. and everybody's more than willing to. Hey, you remember my favorite thing? Do you remember the 10-year challenge? Take a picture of yourself now and post a photo of yourself 10 years ago. Look at how much you've progressed, and this is all that's doing is helping their facial recognition system.
Yeah.
That's exactly all it is doing. It's they're getting more and more data for their AI and everything else, saying, hey, the natural progression for X amount of people on this bell curve are these changes. So if you get a person's face when they're 10 years old or 8 or 25, you'll have a general idea of what they'll look like in 10 to 15 years. So if you think you're going to just hide yourself away, good luck.
What you got there?
They shut that government site down. Yeah, you're right. Let's see. Social experiment for categorization. You're right, bro. Shmi hit the nail on the head. Makes sense for well-being, depending on subject. Yeah. That's for everyone, too. The comfort zone for safety or whatever. Yeah. That's the thing, bro. Most people, if they get any amount of pushback whatsoever, the vast majority of people that have any difficulty or inconvenience in their life, they will avoid that shit like the plague. So don't want to use a credit card, we'll make it as inconvenient as possible. Don't want to use a debit card, we'll make it as inconvenient as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Want to take out cash? Well, you're gonna have to pay us a 3% fucking fee for printing that out.
$4
or whatever it is, bullshit. We're gonna make it inconvenient. You have to.
$95.
There's only 4 ATMs in your whole city now. What are you gonna do? Drive all the way across town and take out $20? You know what I mean? So it's always shit. What it boils down to, bro. Make it difficult. Everybody wants it here. They want it now. They can't wait. Everybody's soft.
Yep.
Stepdaughter bought a gaming chair. Suddenly on my sites, I kept getting gaming chair ads, yet never posted anything about it. Well, your stepdaughter, they go off of your IP address as part of the data, the data gathering, the metadata that they gather. And if your wife buys a couple of electronics like blenders and shit like that, don't be surprised if you start seeing a bunch of stuff about that as well. Scammers can now call you on contact numbers in your phone and call you to hack you. Happened to me a few times lately. I don't ever answer my phone, to be honest. The handful of people I talk to on the phone, I know them. If it's a random ass number, Google, for as useless as it can be, once in a while you can use the system against itself. There's on the option of the phones that we have, before you answer, there's a thing called call screening. You can click that button and it'll send a Google automated text reply. And it'll pop up on screen and you don't hear anything, but on the other end of the phone, they hear what's on screen being read out to them. So that's a way of you having to avoid having any contact of them getting your voice or anything else, which, I mean, they already have. But in terms of scammers, like the guys that are sitting in, I don't know, a rundown slum in India, where there's 75 people in a fucking 8 square foot building,
Yeah.
It's calling me all the fucking time.
Yeah.
As soon as it's 8 o'clock.
It'll help. I'm just saying it'll help deter those people. And if they get any automated system, a lot of times their call centers, when they hear anything automated, they'll automatically log it as a disconnected number and they'll take you off of their list. So if you have a chance to do that, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it costs money.
And I don't have a Facebook.
I've been getting a lot of those scam calls through work from my work phone, and it's not just me. Like the whole company's getting them.
Mm-hmm.
But what's funny is they're trying to be our IT department, but they'll call and they'll be like, "Howdy, this is your IT department. We're calling on behalf," and they'll start going off, and you go, "Yeah, okay." And then everybody hangs up, and they go, "Yeah, our IT's from India," and you're talking with a Western accent.
What the hell?
Well, this is
Well,
you said.
Well, these got some fucking kind of different. Over here, what they call me, they're all, you can't say my name right, or.
Well, this is Jaspreet here in India. We're your IT department. You're like, damn, bro. Fuck. For once, I don't believe this phone call.
right? You're like, nah, I can understand you. You're obviously a scammer.
Obviously a
Or
scammer.
even when the Indian people they gave you their name, dude. Like, no way that's your name.
My name is Thomas Smith, and you're like, that is not your name, bro.
That was his name was just
You know,
just good something else. Like,
you know,
there's no way is your name.
you know for sure your name's Josh Preet, bro. Calm down. Or what was the other one? The other most common,
Rafiki or something like that.
the other most common Indian name. No, I'm not clowning the Indian guys. I mean,
I am. I'm gonna fucking Rafiki.
I'm not clowning the Indian guys.
Tired
I'm
of
just
them,
saying.
dude.
I'm just
I
saying
am
that-
so sick and tired of them.
I'm just saying that the guys in the call centers, they're really not helping.
They need
the
to
image.
die.
That's all that I'm saying.
They just need to fucking die.
When I lived off grid on an island, bro, is this real? On an island, population 100, everyone there will or won't. Everyone there won't talk about anything while they're. I guess their phone is around, even turned off. You're right. The best way to avoid that is to wrap your phone in aluminum foil, 2 passes. I mean, completely covered. Or if you have a Mylar bag, stick your phone inside of a Mylar bag and seal it, and then stick that inside of another Mylar bag. It'll immediately lose all reception, and your phone is now just a rectangle of bullshit. Don't worry about it.
Or you can just throw it in
And
the water.
I'm saying that's cheaper. Just wrap it in aluminum foil twice. It's a really good way to thwart the vast majority of that shit.
Bye.
What's up, Claire?
Screw up.
What's up, Miss Peaches? Sorry, JD. I was just trying to catch up on chat, brother.
Oh.
I missed a whole lot of shit. Nokia came out with old classic yet stronger. Shmi, the old school Nokias, the ones that you had to buy a
Those
case
fucking
for.
bricks.
Yeah, it wasn't to protect the phone; it was to protect your floor, so it wouldn't shatter your tile. Like, for real.
Someone cracked it down cement.
Yeah, for real. Miss Peaches says if the government is going through my pics on my phone with all of the memes I made, the fuck, all the memes I made, they will need therapy now. Miss Peaches, I'm with you on that. Because I hold back a solid 90% of the shit that I create. Only a handful of people like this guy get to see some of the more fucked up things.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Especially when talking about you. Be all right.
The FBI guys are all, what the fuck is this guy talking about? No, sorry about that,
You know,
JD.
you're out there. You know, when you're out there in the van right now, on your knees, bent over in front of the other guy, waiting for that little disco stick.
Disco stick.
More people in the chat, just so you can catch up, because I know this is all coming from yours.
Yeah, sorry about that, JD.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I'm legit just trying to read through this. For vids going back 10 years until I was terminated. You know what, Ken? There's another channel. JD's intimately familiar with them. They're called Faded Family. Back before they were Faded Family Entertainment, or whatever else they are now. I don't want to dox the guys, but no, the exact same thing happened to them. They did that to the whole drinking community, and they were hitting people with strikes from videos that they put out years ago. And even videos that they would put from public to private. Weeks after they was now put on private, you would still get hit. And guess what? That's your third strike, homie. You lost your channel, you lost your advertisers. Oh, yeah, and guess what? All the money you're supposed to get paid for all of that stuff because you were monetized, we're going to go ahead and keep all that. Nothing like getting kicked square in the dick.
It was bad. Because what?
so
When
bad.
Faded Family lost their channel, we had 3,000 subs.
Yeah. Oh, cocksuckers.
They banned David Icke from coming to Australia, which is weird because David Icke is even for someone like me, David Icke is a little bit of the, like, I have to put 2 layers of tinfoil when I talk about the guy because he does kind of go out there pretty heavily in terms of like lizard people and shit like that. So I mean, I don't have to believe everything he says. I just listen to him talk, right? And just because I disagree with him, I don't believe that he should ever be censored or silenced. I just don't think that the Queen Elizabeth was a lizard person or whatever he was saying. I mean, like, you're right. I'm not sure. I don't know, but I haven't seen enough compelling evidence, to be honest.
She looked like one, dude.
If you show me enough of it, I might. I just think that it's very strange that Queen Elizabeth and most of her family and the Bush family The Bush Dynasty era looked very similar.
Yeah, they all look the same.
Kind of worried about the whole 13 Bloodlines thing, but I don't want to get into
Did
that
you see
here.
her telephone call out?
Something
Come on, her just at that time. Her toes out biting everywhere.
Oh, Claire. Oh, Claire Bear. All right, I caught up. Sorry. I'm good.
You know?
Yeah, good to go now. Sorry, JD.
Yeah,
I'm,
good to go.
I'm taking the stream into a slump.
Yo.
Shmee.
Okay, I read that. I only read that in the voice from you ever seen the movie Hook with Dustin Hoffman,
Yeah, a long time ago.
and it's me walking through the ship with the hook, and they're like,
Yeah,
"Look, it's me, Smee."
I read it like in the sheesh voice. Oh, shmee, like that. Like we gotta get Claire doing a. I gotta get a voice sample of Claire doing shmee like that. Shmee, fucking just dragging that shit out. That'd be hilarious.
hey,
What's up? Oh, I got somebody on Twitch.
Big
I was
right.
trying to figure out what that symbol was. They're on my Twitch stream. What's
All
up?
digs, yeah.
what is it?
Cheers. JD's like, I forgot I had a Twitch.
I forgot I had a Twitch. I only go on Twitch right now, and I only watch JMac.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm sub to you, even though Bunker Buddies hasn't been on Twitch for a while. I'm still sub to Bunker Buddies, to you, JMac, and I think one other person. Oh, Maximilian, dude. I think that's the only other person I'm sub to on Twitch. So, one of my favorite movies. I mean, that's probably why he named himself Shmee, because that's fucking
It's
pretty hilarious.
my favorite storytelling is in that fucking movie because it's so dumb. Like the
Yeah,
whole
but it's good though.
apparently a lot of the relationship between Smee and Hook was just Dustin Hoffman and what's his face trying to get each other their break on set.
Is that true?
A lot of that. That's what I was reading. Is that like a lot of that interaction that they had in the movie is just them trying to get each other their break, which is why there's a little gay tension in a couple of those scenes with them.
A little gay tension? What?
No,
Bro, I have not seen this movie probably.
Okay, here's
like
the
a
thing.
long
It's
time.
it's the biggest, I would say the biggest gay scene in the movie is when Hook is like, "That's it, Smee. I'm gonna do it, Shmee," and he like pulls a gun on himself and he's like, "Shmee, why aren't you stopping me, Shmee? You cannot sit there and tell me that was not a gay couple arguing, because how dramatic is Hook being like, I'm gonna do it, why aren't you stopping me?"
And the other one's just like sitting there with a beer, just
Dude, he's eating.
oh, eating. I was like, just sitting with a beer, just half-heartedly, like, go on, come on. You threatening? Go ahead, do it.
Do it.
See what happens. Just fucking do it already. You know, just fucking antagonizing the shit and gaslighting the fuck out of this other person.
Oh, such
Yeah,
a
I
good.
I can totally see that. But
Man, I forgot where we were before we went off on this.
it doesn't. I mean, it does matter, but it doesn't matter because it's all conspiracy stuff. Hey, speaking of conspiracy stuff, we were talking about you know, fake book and all this stuff, listening in and ads targeting you and all this shit.
Mhm.
But the whole David Icke thing, that's kind of where we left off with the other homie over here, Ken. But then Claire jumped in, and then we got him to doing that for a while. So yeah, Ken, I'm really sorry that you guys are getting fucked over the way you are. Something tells me that if all the Aussie brothers and sisters down there didn't voluntarily turn in your shit, your weapons, and got to keep all that the government would be treading a lot more lightly around you guys. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, violence is not the answer, fellas. But a porcupine's only a porcupine because you know what it does to you if you fuck with it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stick you up.
So bulls don't need their horns, but for one thing, to defend themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Most people don't fuck with bulls. What is that? How does the saying go? You fuck with a bull, you get the horns.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You get it strong.
All right. So in America, we have another saying that's similar to that. An armed population is a polite. An armed society is a polite society.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You fuck with no, you get the gun.
I'm just saying, you usually think twice about stupid shit Nowadays, everybody's fucking around and finding out, and everybody wants to feel sorry for the fucking victims because we live in an upside down world right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking crazy.
How Yeti was sitting there covering his face, and because he has that brown jacket on, he kind of looked like one of those. What are they called? Not sand people. Those little fucking things from Star Wars.
Sand people.
Those
Those teddy bear guys. I know what he's talking about. I've seen them on Robot Chicken.
Teddy bear guys.
Oh.
They're on Tatooine. They're the little fucking scavengers that go and like steal shit.
Oh, you talking about those guys off of Star Wars?
Yeah.
I saw the guys on. They look like fucking teddy bears, but they have little fucking hoods on.
Yeah,
and then they
not the Ewoks.
they're from Star Wars.
Okay.
Those little bears.
Well, the only reason I know about Star Wars mostly is from fucking Robot Chicken, and like,
Oh my god,
just cultural references. I've never sat through the whole Star Wars thing.
Dude, I've never watched any kind of Star Wars.
Mowgli's the only one.
Only thing I know about Star Wars is like Chewbacca and
Yeah.
that Han Solo and that chick, his brothers and sisters, and
Yeah.
and then that little thing, and then the fucking intro. You gotta read everything you can in for like 2 seconds.
Jawas. They're called Jawas. They're
Yeah.
Jawas on Tatooine, and they go and steal the parts from the ships and all the other stuff. Like if you're not paying attention, the Jawas will go and like steal your like catalytic converter and then go and sell it to the other dude across the street.
They're all fucking meth heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's all they fucking do. They go and steal shit and then they sell it.
Well, hold on. I'm gonna have to look this up.
Well, I
What,
do know.
what is it called?
I'll show you.
Uh,
The Jawas.
Jawas. Yeah.
I'll look it up.
That's what I was doing. I'm gonna show you.
Because Mowgli's the only one I know that he's in the like Star Wars, Star Trek, Star everything, all that stuff. So
Let's see this. What's the little thing out there?
they are sand people.
Yeah.
These are the sand people, aren't they?
No, they're not.
No. Okay. Well, I
Same
don't know.
look a little different.
They're a meter tall.
Yeah, I don't know.
How tall is a meter?
3 foot.
Well, that's how tall they are.
A meter is not exactly 3 foot, but it's
Close to
pretty
it.
close. Yeah. Tusken Raiders, or Sand People, as they're sometimes known. They protect themselves from Tatooine twin suns. So it's from the same place.
Yeah, they're the same place.
That's what they're gonna do.
Oh, but they wear fucking masks like Cabal, bro, from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Do you know how old
Or
they
my
are?
bad, Cable. I like
You know how old
everybody
they
else.
are? They could be to almost 80 years old.
Well, lost that light.
These guys are actually just indigenous Tuskens.
They're fury.
You know what? That's enough nerding shit for me. I'm done.
They're furry. Humanoids.
I feel my brain cells
That's how they are.
committing
They're,
suicide.
they're
as we
furry
speak.
humanoids.
Hey,
Come
JD,
on.
I got my new ice chest, bro.
Ooh.
It's Arctic, pretty legit, man. This is my first Arctic product. Pretty satisfied with it so far. Comes with a whatever this is, and then it comes with a fucking bottle opener.
Like the one I gave you.
Huh?
It's like the one I gave you.
The one he gave me is for fishing.
Yeah.
This one's for fighting off bears and shit. No, I don't know. Just
What
talking.
else you got in there? A red can. Yeah.
Shit. Should have bought one.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Fuck you, guy.
Let's start a
It
fire.
holds a 30 pack.
Let's start a fire
In here,
in here. I know.
we're outside.
I don't know what the barbecue is.
It's not wasting fuel.
Oh, no. I'm like fire, like a real fire. Like wood.
I'm not wasting fuel. All wood I have is mesquite back there. I'm not wasting that.
Well, you got that shed next door. No.
Start cutting shit down, burning it. We're gonna need to move, huh?
Huh?
Got any moves? You're all cold,
I'm good.
because I have the buddy heater on the other one.
I'm good. Really, I'll wait till her. You know,
I promise you just walk like 4 feet.
Oh, they went and muted themselves. Whack.
Oh, it's because Yeti's cold because
oh, yeah, it's still cold for me.
reasons or whatever.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm saying, I'll wait for
You
them.
you say that, but,
I'm waiting for them to come and finish.
but we're not gonna bring it back out here though.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's easier in there. We're gonna have to change location for a second. Not that big a deal, but we'll still be on the stream. We're still gonna be doing this, but we're just gonna change. Luke is not the father. Did anybody else think that was really fucking weird that he made out with his sister
Yeah, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you?
That's super weird.
and that she initiated it? Like she was down.
Hell yeah, she was down. She was all like, keep it in the family.
Isn't that a little weird?
A little bit.
Did anybody else think it was weird that they didn't work the angle that fucking Lucas fucking walking in the sky didn't turn into his dad? Like he didn't turn into the fucking he didn't turn into fucking Dark Vader.
Okay.
Like he should have turned because he was like went through the same steps that his dad did. Why did he not fucking become a bad guy?
Anakin was a little whiny bitch.
Huh?
That's because Anakin was a little whiny bitch, and that's why he turned to Darth Vader.
Oh, well, see, I don't know all the lore and details. I'm just asking questions. So I don't know.
Yeah, no. I mean the whole thing's weird. Star Wars is really funny. I like a lot of like the background stuff, like the fact that like Carrie Fisher was on drugs or like super drunk while filming most of those scenes. Like the only person who was like very serious about the movie when they were filming, like even the first one, the only serious one was frickin' what's his name? Luke,
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. He was the only serious one. Like he's like, hey, I know that we just fell into this trash compactor and like it's wet. When we come out, shouldn't my hair be wet? Because like we like dived in and fucking Harrison Ford was like, hey kid, it's not one of those movies. Like, nobody's paying attention to your fucking hair.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, in other words, this isn't like a real life documentary. Just take it down a notch. Harrison Ford's funny.
Dude, he's fun. Well, like, especially because Harrison Ford got the role because he was working with what's his name? George Lucas. I think he did Indiana Jones before, but before he was an actor, he was a handyman. He was doing carpentry and all this other stuff. So he's over at George's house during the audition process working on something. I forget what he was working on, but he was like helping George fix something. And he was like, hey, I have these actors coming in to do these scenes. Can you read some lines for me? And he goes, yeah, sure, whatever. And that's how he got casted.
Really?
Yeah, I just happened to be there.
And that movie like really kickstarted his career into like all kinds of shit. And him and Steven Spielberg became like buddies. So they started using them like in the Indiana Jones movies and like Indiana versus the Nazis and Indiana versus
That
fucking
Indiana Jones movie. It wasn't too bad.
the Indiana Jones versus indigenous people from some unknown jungle. Like, but like they can excuse all the terrible racism and bullshit because it supposedly was filmed like in the 40s.
Yeah, it was.
Does it happen like during the Nazi times?
Yeah.
So like, oh, it's just he's not racist. He's just from the 40s, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, also like Harrison Ford's super funny as an actor because there was supposed to be like this big fight scene in one of those Indiana Jones movies, and like it comes to the final battle where this guy comes out and he's all flipping his fucking sword and shit, and Harrison's like, "Can I just pull out my gun and shoot him?" And they go, "I guess." They had.
I thought that was part of the. I thought that was just part of the script. Did he improvised that?
No, he like asked like before they shot it, like he was like, "Dude, I'm not feeling it today." He's like, "I'm super tired. We've been filming for like 10 hours. Like I'm still like drunk from last night. Like, can I just shoot him?" He's like, "Why are we doing this? I have a gun. We've seen that I have a gun on me."
He's can't get the taste of cocaine and hooker spit out of my mouth. Like, can I just shoot the guy?
My mouth sees like batteries right now.
Dude, give it like
high school.
get a couple of years and we're gonna get like a mockumentary, like one of those weird like documentary type movies about Harrison Ford and his life, kind of like they did with like they did with the Beatles. They've done it with Elvis a couple times now, but like we're gonna get one of those movies about Harrison Ford because his life's really funny. Because especially because he's known, like his main character is Han Solo, where he's known to be a good pilot. Even in Indiana Jones, he's like piloted stuff. He actually has his pilot's license, but he's crashed 3 times.
Fuck that.
You know who else I think is fucking insane? Who's been in more than 3 plane crashes and walked away from every one of them without injury? Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's God. That's why. He's
Calm down.
He's fucking. He's
Calm down, bro.
Motherfucker's immortal.
He's got to have like a deal worked out or something. Like,
well, I
Dude,
mean,
he has AIDS, and he's like,
how does he still look 59 when he was 30, and he's 70 and he still looks 59?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. He still looks the same. Like, not a lot about the guy's changed. It's fucking maybe he's a fucking vampire, bro. He's like they're real.
He's immortal.
The vampires are immortal.
Oh, vampires are gay though. But
I mean, granted, he doesn't sparkle in the sunlight or whatever, but
I was just one of the gays. Yeah, right, right.
well, I found out like several years back that they made some movies about vampires that sparkle.
Yeah, it's a fucking Twilight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So ever since then, I just thought it was hilarious because I have no idea how they would come up to that conclusion. They would sparkle.
It's a great movie. It's in my top 10 favorite movies.
Which one's that?
Tommy Boy.
Oh yeah, Tommy Boy. That's JD's unofficial stepdad.
Oh, hell yeah! Like
fucking.
If I had a doppelganger, it'd probably be Chris Farley.
I was gonna say Chris Farley's legit. That's his. That's JD. JD. Like that was like his alternate life in the past when he passed away, just reincarnated.
Who is it?
Chris Farley?
No, that was twins.
I think he died the year I was born.
No, it's Danny DeVito.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, bro, fucking reincarnation. Just obviously, I don't know about that.
It might be he died the same year I was born. I mean, he died the end of that year I was born, but
Oh, you're already around?
yeah, I was already born.
Maybe you had like a placeholder. You know what I mean?
I was like, I didn't have a personality.
It was just like an empty glove, and then whenever he left, he just slipped into your body and was like, sweet.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I know it sounds really terrible, but you know what I mean.
no, but I'm just saying because like you don't get your consciousness until like 5 or 6. So I mean, technically, kids are just blank slates at that point.
Yeah, they're like Etch a Sketch up until about 4.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't shake them.
You can. I mean, like I don't recommend it, but like.
I get your fucking personality already.
Like I don't recommend it, obviously, but I mean, you can. I mean, if you shake them too much, they won't remember anything.
Oh yeah, you did.
A little dark humor. But obviously, I'm 100% against fucking infanticide. Don't ever do that.
Come against the wall.
And if anyone ever catches you doing that, they will probably skull fuck you until you die. So
come against the wall,
and you deserve it.
I think we should film a PSA about not shaking babies.
We should.
Yeah.
I mean,
just for people who don't know, because I don't know if that awareness is out there or not. But like anybody on the stream, if you didn't know, don't shake babies.
Yeah, and when you pick them up, support their heads. Their heads are like extremely large.
No, that's why you grab them for just chunk them.
But I mean, if you smoke around a baby, if you push your thumb on the top, you can make a nice little ashtray.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, JD. That is fucked up.
There's a nice little soft spot. That's what it's for.
That's not what that's for.
Yeah, hold your cigar.
I've heard somebody else say that. They're when you put them in your lap, they're cup holders. I've heard all of the things. Ashtray one is just fuck. Fuck all that. Oh, yeah. Poor kid, man. Yeah, I mean, we have to put that out there, of course. That you're, like I said, I don't in any way support or condone or have anything to do with infanticide. I think that's fucking nonsense. But you know, to each their own. Let's see. I'm what I'm gonna have to do. That fan was for the wicked. So we're gonna have to change location because Yeti's cold.
Change. All right.
And I'm just saying, like, it will take probably 3 to 4 minutes. We just got to carry 1, 2, 3, 4 things, 3 things, because that other case of beer is empty, right?
I'm
Oh, okay, it's not empty. Okay, so yeah, 4 things. We'll just set up, and then we'll be in the bunker, and then we'll be back on. So JD, give us a second, bro.
All right, we'll do. All right. Well, they are moving locations. Thank you all for hopping on. Remember, Triple B is still here. They're just moving locations. You guys have anything you want to talk about? Comment what you guys would like us to discuss. Right now, we're kind of just shooting the shit, talking about conspiracy theories. We're talking about movies. We're talking about a little bit of everything. So let us know, because I'm currently in my bunker. They're moving into their bunker because they're outside and it's pretty cold. I mean, not cold for everybody in the U.S., but it's cold for us who are out in the desert. Because right now, at least where I'm at, what is it? It's 48 degrees. I was, I'm born and raised out in the desert, so it's weird to be in this cold. I'm used to it being hot. So it's a little different. I know for them, I think it's like 52 right now where they're at. I'll do it like this until they get back. But if you guys didn't know, not only do I live stream, not only do I chug beer, but I also do a podcast. This is my bunker. This is the Bunker Buddy podcast. But a new episode didn't come out. The end is near, or the end is here, I should say, question mark. It's going to be, I think it's going to be maybe a 2 to 3 part series that I do. I'm hoping to get Triple B into it, or at least Texas into it, just so we could talk about some of the more interesting things that happen. Well, not more interesting things that happen, but we're going to talk about, is the end here? Is this something that we should consider? And if so, what are some things that we could do to prep for the end of time? What are some basic things that you should have? We're going to do an overall kind of like, what should you have? And then we're going to do a scenario of just like, okay, this is a scenario. This is what's happening. This is what's going to make you more comfortable in the first 3 days. And I think that's going to be our scope, is 3 days. Cheers, guys. How to do a beer run. All right. Hell yeah. What are you sipping on? Currently, I think me and Tex are both sipping on Keystones. Yeah, also, you can kind of see the straw here. But I got this nice big 100-gallon thing of Coke. I got it this morning, and I'd say it's still over halfway full. It's great. Love it. It's my favorite cup. I'm out of whiskey. The only liquor I have right now is, I think I got some vodka and I got some tequila. Terramano, I think, is what I have. Enclosed trailer for a tiny mobile home. Nice, nice, nice. Cooper's Pale Ale. Huh. Love me a good pale ale. I know these ones aren't super strong, but they're good enough. They're cheap enough. It'll get you where you want to go. Sipping on green tea. You know what? Green tea is good. I'm not going to hate, because I'm a huge tea drinker myself. I prefer tea over coffee or anything like that. So I totally understand, and I'm here for it. Cooper's. Your homebrew will be ready in 4 weeks. Dang. I don't do my own homebrew. I have a friend in town. He might be moving. I hope he doesn't. But I have a friend in town who does homebrew of moonshine. So I get moonshine all the time. I might have some. I don't know if I do. I might. There's a good 80 to 20% chance that I have some moonshine in my fridge. And I'll make sure that when Trouble B comes down again, that I'll get some moonshine for us as well. I get that. But yeah, I know that when Triple B's talking about coming out to my neck of the woods pretty soon, again, hopefully they will. I'll have more stuff planned. We'll do more lives in person. We will do some more content because I know that like I'm lacking on content. They've been busting content out left and right. If you guys haven't, go check out their podcast. Triple B has a podcast very similar to my Bunker Buddies podcast. It is called the Texas Tinfoil Podcast. I think. I hope I didn't mess that up. Texas Tinfoil Podcast. Yes, Texas Tinfoil Podcast. Do. Looks like this. I know y'all can't see it, but Texas Tinfoil Podcast. It's by Triple B. They have a couple episodes out already. There's going to be a new episode coming out pretty soon. So I would definitely go check that out if you guys can. I still have a grain for brewing from Texas 2015. Ooh. That's good. I want to get that set up that we were talking about earlier in the stream. Is with it kind of shared the link a while ago, a whole setup of brewing your own stuff, and I want to do that because I think that'd be cool. I think it'd be a cool series to do as well. Ooh. Man, I don't need to put these in the fridge, man. These are still cold. It's cold out here. I'm sitting next to an open door. You might hear some traffic go by and everything every now and then. Or at least on my end. I keep this door open because I have a dog. So she comes in and out all she wants. Let's see if I can get her over here. Come here, Bluey. Come up. Aha, here she is. Oh no, my laptop's blocking her. She's a blue healer. Hi, Bluey. Oh my god. You're so spoiled. I'm trying to show you off. Here, I think. Yeah, scoot a little bit. There you go. I know you were sleeping, but I wanted you to come over here. I want to show you off. What? You want the pets? My dogs are under the house out front, watching for tourists passing by to bark at. Nice. She's pretty calm. I just registered her as an emotional support animal. I had to keep her here because I know that I was having issues with that. Hopefully that's all good and I could stay because I got a lot. If I had to move, there's a lot to move. I like to avoid it. She's good. Huh? Oh my god, I call you over just for some pets and now you want all of it, huh? What? Oh, my dog's a blue healer. Her name's Bluey. I got her from the local Humane Society. She was originally from New Mexico, but she was having problems getting adopted over there. There we go. Yeah. She's beautiful. I love my Bluey. Yeah, but she was from New Mexico. They transferred her over to my area. And I got there probably 2 hours after she arrived. Like, they didn't have any of the paperwork. They had to fax over all the information for her because they didn't have any of it. But I love her. She's great. I haven't had any problems with her. She's potty trained. She knows basic commands. Look, paw. Good girl. What if she wasn't laying down? She's so tired. We did a little walk today. We did a little over what was 3.5, maybe a little less than 3.5. It was a nice little walk around the park. Oh, she's beautiful. Guy next door has a Bluey. is deaf and blind now. She's about 18 years old. Woo! That is old. Mine is only 2. What I think is cool, I didn't notice until I brought her home, but she has this white mark on her head that looks like a scorpion. You had a Mastiff? Oh, I love Mastiffs. I would love one, but in an apartment I can't. But Mastiffs are beautiful dogs. As big as they are gentle giants. I have not met an aggressive Mastiff. Lost my Beagle last year, 16-year-old she was. Dang, I'm so sorry. My first dog was a Beagle, so I grew up with a Beagle. So I want a Beagle, but they're not apartment dogs. And that's something that, like, I mean, Blue Heelers aren't either, but Beagles are very talkative. And I can't have that here. Yeah, he's gentle. Not like Mastiffs usually are. That's what I love about those dogs. They're big. Because I've met 3. Like I have friends that I have a couple of them, but every time that you're sitting down, they want to come and sit on your lap. They think they're freaking lap dogs. Yeah, Beagles do need room to roam because, I mean, they're basically search dogs. They're great. So they need a lot of attention and stuff. I mean, my dogs, Heelers, need a lot of attention as well. But she's smart. I have toys for her, like game toys. So she's constantly doing stuff. She has the whole house to roam, minus the rooms. And then she has the patio. And then we go for walks and stuff. But that's why I do treats. I do trainings and stuff. She's not treat motivated. And I hate that. Like, she likes treats. But like, if you're like, hey, do this for a treat, she goes, I don't care. And she won't eat those treats for like a week. You try to train her with treats. She goes, cool. Then I won't eat those. I know what you're doing. Rottweilers are amazing. I love Rottweilers. I used to work at this storage facility, like storage units and stuff like that. And we had 2 security dogs, both Rottweilers. One was a retired police dog. The other one was just another Rottweiler we got from the pound. And they were our security dogs that we let out at night to roam the premises. The police one, the retired police dog, very strict. He knew what to do. He understood, like, very by the books kind of dog. And he was like, Herf. And he wasn't like much for people. The other one, oh my God, his name was Butters. And he was the dumbest dog I've ever met. Like, I loved him, but he was the dumbest dog because you'd pull in the morning to like open up the storage facility. And this dog would charge your car and try to jump on the hood. And I was like, you're trying to get hit, bro. You are the dumbest effing dog. But he was so friendly, but he was dumb. He was a stupid friendly dog. And they're back.
So back,
Cheers.
we had to move. We had to change location because it was getting a little windy and it was already cold. So we just had to bounce for a second.
No, you're good. We were talking about dogs because I got my dog right here.
Oh, you're a Blue Heeler?
Are you female or male?
Female.
I told you, people are always smarter than males.
Yeah, I agree.
Dude, my dog's retarded. He's not retarded. He comes to me and tells
Is
me,
that a male?
yeah. Only reason I got a male, so when we fucking try to have a female and have babies, he had babies over and over. And I ain't about to fucking get. I got lucky with my dog. Well, not really lucky. I got paid a lot of money for her, but yeah, her fucking.
Oh, they muted themselves.
Yeah, it was because he was describing something that happened to his dog.
That's on there.
Oh,
It's sad. His dog had got a really bad uterine infection.
Yeah, after her, she had babies, and somehow
Puppies.
Huh?
Puppies.
Like puppies do the same fucking thing.
Puppies. Puppies.
Yeah, okay, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, she had that, and
You want to hit that light behind you?
she fucking started getting sick. She started getting really, really skinny, and she almost died on me.
Damn, this shit's super bright. Maybe not. Damn.
You know, it's not. Yeah, no, fuck that, dude. Good at that.
I was about to say, bro, you turn that shit on, like, whole screen just whited out hard. Bad.
Why did your butt cheeks?
No, I was just looking at the screen, like, everything was just hardcore white,
Why did your butt cheeks?
I guess. Getting a lot of cases of water back there, bro. I bought a pallet of water not too long ago, so we're just slowly working our way through that. Hey, JD, did you tell your fan base what the name of your dog was?
Yeah, my we were talking about that a little bit ago, but my blue healer's name is Bluey.
Bluey.
I love the name. Her name on the kennel that I got her from was Blue Bella. So the previous owner called her Blue or Bella. I call her Bluey because I think it's a good in between. Plus, I really love the show Bluey. Right, Bluey.
No.
Nah, next time when you guys come down, I'll show you. But I was telling him on the top of her head right here, this white mark, it's a scorpion.
Oh yeah.
I love it. But she's super needy right now. I called her over for a couple little pets, and now she won't leave. Probably because I woke her up, and she's like, "Well, I'm here now."
Yeah, you called me, huh? So
yeah. Now I've always been a fan of having female dogs, bitches, if you will. Anyway, so yeah, I've always been a fan of female dogs though, because in my opinion, man, just in my experience anyway, all the dogs we've had have always been female, and they've always been way smart. So they're better.
If there's a shadow,
it was a male dog.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. I got somebody joining us right now.
He was dumber than a box of rocks.
What's up?
What's up, Ken?
Yeah, he's a fucking guy.
Oh, hey, going, guys? Just thought I'd pop in for a minute, say hello from down under. And hey, talking about dogs, you know, I've been a big dog man for many years. First dog I adopted was big giant Rottweiler, and he was the most gentle dog. You know, he raised kittens. He never hurt any animal ever. You know, he's just and even other Rottweilers, you know, they try to have a go at him, and he'd just pin them down. No savagery, you know, just the best dog you could ever have. He was. And I've had like 10 dogs since, you know. Yeah. So it's been a dog's life. Here I am in my trailer. I live down in Victoria, Australia, on the east-south coast. I'm on the 90-mile beach. It's the second longest beach on Earth. Yeah. And on the other side, there's all these lakes that go for hundreds of miles. So I'm in a pretty nice spot. You know, kangaroos next door all the time. All the wildlife here is fantastic. We even got deer running around. Samba. Some samba and cottontail. What do you call them? Whitetail deer. Yeah. But I'm just finishing off a can of wild turkey, and then I'm onto the beers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So how you going, Tex and Yeti? It looked a bit. It'd be a bit cold outside over there, wouldn't it, Texas now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're in the desert. We're in the deserts of West Texas right now. So.
Oh wow. I bet you can't wait for summer.
Yes and no. I mean, like,
our summers get brutal.
Like Jack, who's another guy that's in Australia as well. He said that the highest he got there was like, what did he say, like 60 or 55 Celsius or something. So it's like 105 Fahrenheit.
No, 50 is 120, So 60 would be like 130.
So
Yeah.
it was not that high. He was like 120. So that's 50 Celsius. His is about 40, 46, 48, somewhere around there. But I just remember being close to 120 because I was like, damn, those are like the middle of July, like end of July temperatures for here, and that's like
it's the opposite here. Yeah.
that's like the end of June temperatures for Arizona.
Well,
Like
a few years back, it got to 120 here. Yeah, it was like actually it probably got hotter because I had a thermometer thing, with the mercury, and that was right at the top. It couldn't go any further. And yeah, so we had bushfires back then too. I've lived through a few bushfires up this way. Had one last November before summer. I had a big bushfire just outside of town for 3 days. It was a big one. But they managed to contain it, and at the last moment, the wind changed just before it hit town, and the town was saved. Yeah, so we're on a peninsula here, so there was no way off except by boat. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just not long after the Maui weird phenomenon thing. But we did have a weird bushfires back in 2019, all along the east coast of Australia. All started at once. Just the weirdest fires I ever fucking known. I had them on two sides of me at one stage. I was living like half an hour away. Yeah. But now I've had some back burning, so we don't have to worry this summer. We've already had our fire. Hey, cheers.
Yeah, I remember that big fire. It was like international news.
Yeah, it was. It happened to be where they're going to put a big super duper rail line through, from here to Queensland. Weird that. Yeah, a lot of farmers there have been. Governments have just taken their land, saying no, you have to subsidise it, and it's just taken hundreds of acres off people and calling it national trust land.
That's what they're doing to Hawaii. That's what they're doing to Hawaii right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's all land grab, all this money making bullshit with the greenie. Those turbine things. They want to put them all out in the ocean off here. Destroy our ocean views with these horrible things that kill all the dolphins and whales and shit. I mean, it's insane. It's the opposite objective to what they're saying it is. Everything about it. Non-recyclable. Look at the electric cars. That's been the funniest thing I've seen this, last year. It was all these electric cars catching on fire, bikes and buses.
All over the place, too.
Great idea. Let's sit in line for 4 hours to charge. Oh, God. Nothing wrong with oil. There's plenty of oil. I mean, we'll never run out of oil.
They're just trying to expand their lithium mines and all that.
The whole green environmental whatever. It's a great supplemental thing, but it's not a great primary thing. That's been proven over the insanity of the last 3 years.
They could make cars that ran on free energy if they wanted, but it's not going to be economical for them. So, they did it in the 80s. They had electric cars, but they didn't have those silly cobalt batteries. But I think, we don't even have to pay for power, really. It's just a scam.
Electricity's free.
Yeah. I remember when I was young, we used to have these things in the 60s. Everyone had them, all the kids and that. They were called crystal sets, and they were like a little transistor radio, and you just plug a wire into a spike in the ground, no batteries. You could tune in on any radio station, and then suddenly they vanished. Everything was battery this, battery that.
Yeah, because it's not sustainable, meaning you sell one of those one time. and that's it. It's not
That's the simplest version of free energy I can think of at the moment, but I'm sure it's all about just harnessing the Earth's natural magnetic field, you know. That's all you need, but they complicate things, you know. They want to make everything about, you know, well, it's all for the corporations and shit.
Just think back when you were a younger man, when you had to work on your vehicle, it was something you could just pop the hood. You and a couple of your buddies can drink you buy a 30-pack of beer, and you guys can sit around taking your time, just slamming beers and working on your vehicles, just fucking around. Nowadays, you got to work for NASA just to do anything. So
I can't figure out any car after 2004 or something.
Where they put all the computer shit in there, yeah.
Oh, it's mental. Like my stepdaughter, she's we bought a new car 4 years ago. It's broken down like 4 times. Each year it breaks down. It's in the bloody shop for 3 or 4 months, you know, because they got to get to the surgical computer diagnostic bullshit to get it going again. It's mental. Smart car.
You mean instead of just tuning your carburetor with a couple flathead screwdrivers, a couple standard screwdrivers? Going from a 2-barrel to a 4-barrel, and tuning your carburetor yourself by just listening to it while you're driving it, saying, "Hey, I got fuel's too rich, man. I can smell the exhaust. The fuel's too rich. Let me go quarter turn. Let me turn it back a little."
It's overheating. I guess it's just water hose or something, and yeah. And now, if it overheats, the car shuts down, and you have to get it towed off.
No. It doesn't even overheat. The temperature just goes within a parameter of 40%, 30% of the normal temperature, and it'll shut off so it doesn't damage it. But it's just a sensor that goes off. There could be absolutely nothing wrong with the vehicle, but you're not going to know that until you take it to a certified technician where they charge you an arm and a leg and maybe a left kidney if you're unfortunate enough to drive like a BMW or an Audi or something. They'll take your fucking body parts. You know what I mean?
Well, she just got a car back. It was about $3,500, you know, get it going again.
Yeah, good luck with it.
It's just like the stupid cars where the stoplight they turn off by themselves.
You're paying $3,000 just to fucking just to have your vehicle put into the shop. They charge you $3,500 for a storage fee for a week.
Yeah.
My last car was I had a monster truck, a Toyota Hilux. You know, it was really high up and had a tray on the back, double dual cabin. God, I miss it. You know, it could go anywhere, this thing, you know. And if something went wrong with it, it's the easiest vehicle to work on, you know. Oh, yeah, the axle brake, I can fix that, or the shock absorbers, or the, you know, the wiring was easy to work out.
Like one of the more difficult things was like if you're rack and pinion, you need to reset it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that was a little more involved. There's a handful of things that, you got to drop a transmission, put a new one in, because transmissions they're witchcraft, because no one knows how they work. But somewhere along in there, you know, there's somebody that'll work, some sorcerer will work on your transmission and make it do what it's supposed to again. Same as turbos. But for the most part, you plug and play. You drop a transmission, put a new one in for $200-$300, bolt that son of a bitch back in there.
Hopefully it works.
And it's not hopefully. It's just buy a brand new one for $200-$300 back in the day. You know, or about $600, but still, you know, $200-$300. You know, if you got it from a junkyard or used or someone you knew,
get a used one. You know,
$200-$300. You slap it in. You got a 350 overdrive transmission in that bitch. You're good to go for another 100,000 miles. You know, I mean, give it.
I've got a Ford Forte station wagon 2000 model, and that's pretty easy to work on. I mean, I fixed the transmission on it myself. I was living off the grid on an island last year. In my caravan here, I carted it everywhere with me 2 dogs. And a few times I just had to learn how to do it because it was like, you know, you got it. And I'd look it up on YouTube, actually. Oh, yeah, that's easy enough, you know. And yeah, the car's still there actually because wasn't registered. But on this island, you know, there's no you don't need a license or rego. There's no cops. You know, it's
You mean there's freedom there?
yeah.
Sounds like an awesome place.
No cancel. 100 people live there. About 10 kids. You know, most people are around 55 years old. Yeah, it was a beautiful. It's in the Bay of Melbourne. It's the biggest island around Melbourne. You have to get there by ferry, but yeah, I lived there for 6 months when I was sort of homeless, and I loved it there. But it was just hard yakka, carting water, and starting a generator all the time. And you know, I'm getting a bit old for that. I sort of injured myself a bit when I was there doing hard yakka.
Is it expensive to live there? Because that sounds like a place I need to go visit.
Why?
Well, I've been telling anyone who wants to live off the grid, go to French Island. They're looking for people who want to live without, you know, self-sufficient. Yeah.
I don't want to leave the U.S., but I'm just saying if I ever go, I can live off grid is nothing. Like that's easy.
Yeah, I'm used to it. I lived
Like,
off the grid
if I
for
can find
15
driftwood
years.
to make fires, or if I can just lug around 4 or 5 propane tanks, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
I've got gear, man. Like I can make it work. I don't know if I can travel internationally with it, but if I can get there with some of the gear I have, I could make it for at least 2-3 weeks.
Well, up until 4 years ago, I lived off the grid in the bush for 15 years, and I built my own. I had 3 caravans. Well, you call them trailers there. I built all these sheds and fences, and I had hens and had a pet koala when I was there. I made friends with, and 4 dogs at one stage, you know. And the landlady there, it was on 40 acres of bush. She had 18 dogs at one stage. You know, one was a Rottweiler. Yeah, it was good there, and horses and sheep. I learnt to deliver sheep. You know, and yeah, so you know, I learnt to, you know, I was prepared. I've been in a preparedness for 20 so years, I guess. You know, just thinking if the shit goes down, you know. But yeah, I've been a bit of a country guy half my life anyway, so yeah.
Well, that's
always let nature be me guide.
Money can always buy you items. Money can always buy you stuff, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But money can't buy you skills. Money can't buy you experience. So if you experience something like that and you go through that for a while and you're like, I don't have to live my entire life like this forever, but if I can stick this out for a year or 2, or in your case, 15, to where it's, if the world ended when you're going through it, you wouldn't notice.
Well, I mean, my generation, when we were kids, we were chopping wood, you know, we were, you know, doing gardening and you know, prepare, you know, catch rabbits and you know, knew how to prepare an animal and all that sort of stuff. It was just natural for any country kid, you know. Light a fire.
But how many people do you have nowadays? Not just in America, but most of the places in what's called developed nations. How many of them just go up to a brick building and go up to a square hole in the wall, and a brown paper bag comes out, and that's their food? They don't know how to prepare anything. They don't know how to make anything. If they kill an animal, they don't know how to prep it. They don't. If they even, at some point, there's going to be somebody hungry enough to kill an animal. But up until that point, it's a big debate whether it's ethical or not for some fucking reason. You know, that like all of the shit that makes a man. This is me being a patriarchal piece of shit or whatever, being a fucking misogynist. But in my opinion, it's being a fucking man. That's just what you do. You raise animals. You raise animals. You grow a lot of them. You eat some. You keep the rest. Give some away. You know, that's the way the old school days kind of were. And the way I see it is it's pretty simple. You know, it's a simple life. You don't need to make it complicated.
Well, in the 70s, you know, when I was young, like we grew up in the Jehovah's Witnesses, and we weren't allowed to play with toy guns or anything. But as soon as I was 11 years old and my older brothers, we got given guns to go get rabbits, you know, because it was going to save a lot of money. You know? But I found it hard killing animals. You know, I'm an excellent shot. I still am. But, you know, I haven't got my gun license anymore and no guns now. But because it's mainly farmers that have guns now. It's ridiculous. I do have a few friends they make their own ammo and everything, and they're all in gun clubs. And you know, a mate of mine, he's got a handgun license, which is not many people.
That's a whole other skill in itself, making ammunition.
Oh,
JD,
look, even though I'm half blind, I got to shoot off a while back. But even though I'm half blind, I can still hit a target. Clay pigeons. I love doing clay pigeons, you know, the old shotguns. You know, it's
I've got boxes of that shit. Clay pigeons and shotgun shells, and I've
as
got.
far as killing animals, if you're gonna eat the animal, you know, use it. Yeah.
I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad killing animals when I'm gonna eat them. Like killing an animal just for the fucking sake of doing it. Not really, man. I don't believe in that.
No.
Like this animal's annoying, so I'm gonna. I mean, to me, I'm just like, man, just run his ass off, be done with it.
I've had to kill like animals, you know, like hens and rabbits that had you know, that Mexo disease. Out of,
well, I mean, that's
putting out of the misery, you know. But I hate doing it. God, I hate doing it. But I've had to, you know, like.
But how many chickens are you saving, though?
So I have to beat it over the head. And, I had to kill a snake once because it just kept trying to kill us all the time. This fucking snake, it would not go away for a week. It just kept trying to get me dogs and me, and it would not back off. And I ended up getting an axle rod and crushing its head. First time I actually ever killed a snake. I normally let them live, but this thing was out to get us. It was like had its own personality. I got a bit of that on movie somewhere. I had to put up in the bush every summer. As soon as me hens would have chickens, the snakes would turn up within half an hour. Oh yeah, yummy.
Well, they can smell them, you know.
And we only have dangerous snakes in this state. We don't have any snake that's harmless. No.
What do you got, like King Browns, taipans, shit like that?
King Browns and tigers are the worst. Oh, we've got like a Death Adder type one and copperheads. And then we got the black snakes, the red belly blacks. They get to like 18 foot long. But they're the best snakes. They will not try to fight you. They want to get away. They're the best snakes to have around because they chase the other snakes away. And they don't actually kill you. They can make you sick if you're bitten. But all the other ones, you know, the tiger snake, you got 20 minutes to get to the hospital. The brown, you might have a bit longer. I've been bitten by a brown snake before, but it was only young and it was early in the morning and it bit me on my finger. And nothing happened. Just depends on the time of day. When they're really warm, that's when they're venomous.
Yeah. Well, it's called a dry bite. Like
we don't have taipans down south. We don't have taipans, but there's only a few cases of people dying from because they're very skittish too. They try to keep away from humans.
Yeah.
You know,
well, like just your generator alone, when you're running that, the smell of that usually runs off most of those snakes anyway.
Yeah.
The smell
when
of
I was on the island, there was a lot of snakes there, but none of them come near the campsite with the generator going. Yeah. I noticed that.
Yeah, Shmi talking about water moccasins. If you ever walk through a swamp or a heavily watered area and those real big rubber boots, the gaiters, the ones that come up to your waist, and you're walking through water moccasins, younger ones, and they start striking at your boots, that's an experience. Their fangs are not big enough to pop through the rubber. So
boots, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I wear. If there's a snake, I suddenly put me gum boots on. We call them gum boots. And they're pretty good. They can't normally get through them.
Yeah.
But the whole town's full of snakes right now because of the bushfires we had. drove all the snakes into town. Tigers and browns are everywhere here, but not one has turned up here because I've had these big lizards, they're about that long, blue tongues, and some reason they chase the snakes away, and yeah, so all works good. You're not allowed to shoot kangaroos here in my area because they're all friendly. They live in the town and they just get used to people. But you go 30 minutes up the highway, oh, the kangaroos, as soon as they see you, they'll run because they're being shot at all the time.
What about emus? You got emus up there?
Yeah, plenty of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
'cause,
actually friends with an emu. I made friends with an emu a few years back, and he's about, oh God, he must be almost, well, he's about 10, at least 1.5 foot higher than me. And yeah, I stopped by the side of the road when I had a car. The cops have taken my license away because of total trumped up fines, but that's another story. Yeah, I've been totally gaslit, and yeah, they took me license and rego, and yeah, I can't drive. They made up some bullshit drug charge, you know, and marijuana, and I hadn't been smoking except for the night before, so they're bullshit, them tests. And so that's like $3,000 fine I'm meant to pay, and if I don't pay it, I go to jail. Then I had someone call me the other day saying they were from Vic Fines Department, getting all my info. It turned out to be a fucking spam, a scam. What the fuck? That they knew all about me details, but it was an Indian scammer.
Nope. Nope. If it's a Hakeem, only give no info. I just tell them if you're calling me for information, you should have all of that on file. If you don't, send the sheriff.
I only gave him limited. I didn't tell me bank details because I go, no, you got to send me a fucking thing in the mail. I'm not going to give you all that detail. And they go, okay, it'll be in the mail in a few days. Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago.
No, it ain't.
And
all they did was
try
to find what you have. They ain't doing shit. Hey, JD, that last shot that you did, bro, you looked like you were coughing to death for a second there. Some of that shit went on the wrong pipe or what?
Yeah, like, I can still feel it. It almost feels like it went in my lungs because, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm still like hurting.
Tomorrow, JD's gonna have pneumonia.
It's all them chemtrails, mate. You know.
Coughing up Keystone.
I know.
We got the chemtrails. They've been bombarding us since Christmas. Yeah.
No, like my chest right now, since that shotgun, it feels like it did when I had pneumonia. Like that shit hurt. Like I don't know if I ended up taking some of the shavings from the can in. Like I thought I did a clean cut, but like I keep looking at the can, being like, did I chug some fucking?
That's how bad it hurts. Well, like I haven't had regular pneumonia before, but I've had walking pneumonia, and if it's anything like that, that shit's for the birds. I wouldn't wish that on nobody. That shit sucks.
Nah, dude, it hurt. Like honestly, I could taste blood. Like that's how bad that cough was.
Fuck. Probably mucous membranes are all fucked up now.
I was getting pneumonia once a year when I was living in the bush, but since I've been down here at the ocean, no, haven't had pneumonia. Ever since Corona, I haven't had one symptom of flu or cold or anything. You know, it's amazing.
I don't know. I don't get sick but once every 3 or 4 years.
I was healthy as during Corona. I was walking down lots of walks along the beach during curfews, and fuck their curfews. You know, 2 people were down at the beach fishing once. I found, you know, in that whole time, and they were wearing these things on their face, and I'm going, yeah, you got to watch out for that stuff. It's airborne. It's floating across the ocean, and God, couldn't believe it, you know. And they were telling me what a great job our premier was doing, locking down the fucking country, you know, the state. You know, yeah, okay, mate. Yeah, no worries. See you later. You know, I won't get into it with people who are watching TV too much.
Oh yeah.
So it's no use arguing about nothing. I gave up on that long ago, and I used to get people out of cults, you know. I grew up in a cult, and then I became a cult buster, and it ended up becoming dangerous, so I go that away. Death threats and everything. Yeah. So, you know, ever since then, since, you know, late 80s, I woke up to everything, the pharmaceutical systems, the governments, you know, the health. Yeah, saw it all. But the chemicals are killing us.
Oh, 100%.
And aspartame, I woke up to that in the 70s. They brought out this drink, Tab Cola. I don't know if you ever remember that in the 70s, but it was Diet Coke, you know, and aspartame, you know, NutraSweet or whatever it was. And I remember going, oh, yeah, I'll give it a go. And I drank it. I was a painter by trade, so I had a lot of chemicals in my body anyway, but I had an instant allergic reaction. My whole throat swelled up. I ended up grabbing a proper bottle of Coke, and it seemed to fix it for some reason. But, yeah, I was going, what? That stuff's deadly. And I've been preaching against diet drinks, soda drinks forever. And then the next one was the pharmacy. You know, I've always had a mission. Yeah, the big farmies and the GMOs and the whole health scam industry started back by Rockefellerians who demonized the health, natural medicine industry. Yeah. But, you know, all I suggest is try to eat the most organic stuff you can get, fruit, veggies, whatever. And grow your own, as long as they're not going to muck you.
Well, it's funny because in the U.S. right now, they're saying that having your own homegrown garden is really bad for your footprint. They're like, oh, it's so bad for the environment for you to have your own home garden, and I go, no, that's them trying to control what you can and cannot do.
The proper mainstream farms don't give out as much CO2 as these farms in people's gardens. They're giving out much more. Like, the story didn't even make sense what they were saying. It's just ridiculous science. They just make it up on the spur of the moment. So people have to register their fucking gardens. Oh, my God. They're trying to do the same here. It's like monkey see, monkey do. Australia is.
Yeah, but I mean, in the States right now, like, Bill Gates is buying up, like, the majority of our farms.
80%, I heard.
Yeah. Like, I think it's...
fucking criminal. Make
Texas,
potatoes for
I think it's
McDonald's.
Idaho. Like, I think Bill Gates owns, like, almost all the farms in Idaho or something like that.
Yeah, well, you know, he's one of them, you know, tunnel people. What do you call them now?
I mean, they're all building their bunkers over in Hawaii right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill's building a bunker too, isn't he? Yeah. And who's the other ones? Oprah's got her big mansion there after the fires. 1,000 acres. She owns 1,000 acres there. Who's the other ones? Oh, God, there's so many names involved. These actors as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Lady
Oprah,
Gaga,
Matt Damon.
Yeah, Matt Damon. Mark Wahlberg, probably, you know. I always get Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg mixed up, I'm sure.
They're over there.
Are we back? There we go.
I think
we had a little bit of cutout, bro. I just want to make sure everything was good.
I think it might have been mine. My wife was doing some weird stuff.
Yeah, I do live streams sometimes. I have Joe Dirt on, Mr. Duggan. A few others I've known over the years. Yeah. Just, I'm normally, you know, I find it hard to do a stream without a drink, you know, like, I've done sober streams and it's just not quite the same.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, you want to sit back, chill out, have a drink and talk shit. Yeah.
That's basically
Anyway,
all
this
we
is
do.
a nice beer. This is a good one. I tore the label. Shit. I've got a bad habit. It's the OCD in me, but Cooper's original. I normally drink the Cooper's sparkling ale. That's 5.8%. This one's only 4.5%, but it's still a really nice drop. I don't want to get too plastered, So, yeah. But there you go. Yeah. So, you guys got 5G over there yet?
Do they say we do? But like in my town, at least, they haven't put up any of the towers yet. So like, I'm paying for 5G on my phone, but we're still only running off the 4G.
Yeah. My stepdaughter's boyfriend's here now. He's working on the house here. That's why I'm in a caravan. He just bought one of these brand new iPhone-y things, and it's I think they cost fucking 15, 16 grand, 100 or something. And it's listening to you all the time. He even admitted that. He goes, yeah, it listens to you all the time, but it's got all this new stuff on it, and I'm looking at it going,
That's how
oh
they
my
get you.
God, I'll be throwing that in the lake, Yeah.
But
He
it sucks
says,
because like,
Google.
for a lot of jobs now require you to have something like this. Like my
Yeah.
work, I mean, part of me is about ready just to switch and make them pay for my phone because there's like 3 different apps that I have to use for work on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And it's the most annoying thing.
It would be, yeah. I've got this thing, a Galaxy, 9 plus or plus 9 something. Actually got it given to me. It was like $1,400 a couple of years ago, but it's got all the stupid app things on it that I've been getting rid of apps, but that's the sort of shit it is. But I've been filming on this for the last 3 years, so doing my YouTube vids, but some reason now YouTube's fucked up as far as uploading videos now. A 6-minute video took 3 hours yesterday to upload onto my YouTube channel.
Dang.
It's like, what? Used to take like minutes, half an hour vids used to take 10, 20 minutes at the most. And now they've slowed it down or something. Is that another way to deter people? Like I remember when Facebook, they started putting all your friends into non-alphabetical order. I go, what the fuck's this? No one complained. Then YouTube did it the same with your subs, all them in not alphabetical order, so it's harder to find them. Oh God, it's a real mindfuck the way they're messing us around. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've had it times where I didn't have the internet for a month, and it was very relaxing actually. It's like wow. But I'm always into nature anyway. I'm always out, talking to the birds, and I sort of know what's going on. I always let nature be my guide. I know when it's going to rain. The animals always tell me what's going on. I'm pretty close to them. I was just out there hanging out with some magpies before. They come here all the time. You see, once you talk to them, these maggies, they remember you. They might swoop people, but I've never been swooped by a magpie. I guess because I raised a couple when they were babies, I understand birds, and yeah, I'm just, it's all about nature, man.
That's the goals. I want to have enough money to get some land and animals and stuff, and that's something that like me and Texas talk about all the time. Yeah, but like I know that like I have that debate with people of what animals you should get and what animals are better for like long-term sustainability and stuff. Like I'm like, yeah, chickens are great if you want like eggs and stuff, but if you want to eat meat, chickens aren't what you should be raising for meat. Like you should have chickens for eggs. And if you want meat, you should get rabbits. Rabbits are cheaper and easier to maintain, and rabbits are probably a better source of meat, anyways.
Rabbits are great if you're talking about just protein. In my personal opinion, I would stick with chickens for the simple fact that they're, like you said, they're multi-purpose.
They need more eggs.
You have eggs, which is a constant source of protein, and then if you ever have to take a chicken out, and they most of the time you have to
survive on an egg a day. Apparently, I heard.
You just got to give them supplemental feed. Birds are they're not retarded, right? Like if you let them out in the field, they'll go forage for themselves. They'll feed themselves.
That's how I did it.
You don't have to baby them. Now you really got to keep an eye out for predators like hawks or whatever, like animals running around.
Foxes,
four-legged or two-legged, running around out there looking for them. But other than that, they pretty much take care of themselves.
And they don't dig around or they eat the
It's
weeds.
weird. Where I live, there's plenty of foxes, but they never come near the hens because there's so many dogs around. They need to steer clear.
That's what I was just about to say. Foxes, and in America, foxes, skunks, other dogs,
weasels,
people.
ferrets. Yeah.
I mean, if you got any of those animals running around wild in your area, then keep an eye out for that stuff. But for the most part, you're looking out for hawks. If you're near the woods, hawks and owls, and that's pretty much it. Other than, like I said, foxes or coyotes. Coyotes at night are an issue for where we are. But
yeah, they would be.
but for the most part, man, they just, if you have like Ken said, if you have a set of dogs with you, or even just one dog, it's usually enough for them to be like, all right, man, it's not the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Let's just get out of here. But if you really want to be a son of a bitch to everything that can hurt your flock, get a mule or a donkey or a genie, whichever one of those. Get you anything like that. Because if you get a mule or a donkey or a genie, they will kill anything. And
donkeys.
On one of my properties, we had a genie, which is it's a mix between a donkey and a horse. It's a genie. It's a female of that. Then you have a mule, which is
a mule. Are they different or
mules are a mix between a donkey and a horse. That's what the mule is. It's called a jack. That's the male. And then the genie is a donkey and a horse, but it's a female. It's called a genie.
Oh, right.
The mules, which are called jacks, and genies, which is a mule but a female. They can't ever have babies, so they're sterile.
They're sterile. Yeah, that's right.
But they're mean as fuck, right? And they have the stubbornness. They have the stubbornness of a donkey, but the endurance of a horse. And you can work them hard, and they're good animals, but if there's any dogs that show up, just from personal experience, the one that we had, she was fucking mean. She danced like she did a river dance on this dog, and then dropped like when an animal lays down, their front leg bend different from ours, right? Instead of your arms bending this way, they bend like an opposite direction. Anyway, after she stomped all over it, she dropped her entire body weight, the front of her body on top of the dog.
Body slam. Yeah.
And the son of a bitch did not get up. And then she bit him, threw him into the air 3 or 4 times, and continued to stomp all over him. He was already gone. Like the dog wasn't moving. And that was the end of that. Because she was with a bunch of goats that we had. And the goats were like, they were freaking out. And she ran over there and just beat the shit out of this dog that slipped in.
Yeah.
She killed that motherfucker probably 4 times over. Okay. Like I'm serious. So,
that's some vengeance, like
and I don't and like if you had like
won't do that either, once they kill them, that's it, they're dead, they know it, they're dead. And
I don't know if she just didn't understand that it was done, or I don't know. I'll make sure she had some kind of issue, but like after it was dead, the ghosts took a little while to kind of get over there and see what was going on.
Yeah.
Well, my pops, he heard all the commotion. He walked out there.
I love goats too. I'd be hard to killing animals for food. You know, I'd have to have someone else doing it for me these days.
Yeah,
Even
it's different for everybody, but me, like that don't bother me.
if
Nah,
it's survival, yeah, I'll do it for me dog. You know, so he could eat. Or, you know,
Well, we've killed and cleaned plenty of
rabbits
animals.
or whatever. Yeah.
I'm just saying, we.
You know what? When you come out here, Tex, if you guys come out during the springtime, I'll take you around because we got plenty of ass during the springtime just running around. I mean, we go down to like Oatman where like you can go and buy feed and just feed ass just constantly. But I mean, right here by the river, you go, you get ass everywhere, man.
GD, I know you. I'm really hoping you're talking about animals because.
And ass is like a deer, isn't it? You know, or an elk. Or...
Because like spring break in Havasu by the lake.
Oh, if you want to see,
I didn't think about animals immediately when you're talking about feed them. I was like, oh, like a date, but no, never mind. I realized.
No, I mean, you can see jackasses in Havasu, but if you just want to see ass in Havasu, I can show you both.
I mean, to be honest, I've had my fair share of animals, taking care of them and feeding them and doing that shit. I'd rather not fuck with that if I don't want to show up to a different state to fucking work a farm job. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Oh no,
I've got my fill of that. I'd rather just show up and hang out and see some other kind of ass. You know what I mean? Cheers.
I could show you that. It's me. I become the animal.
Well, hey, bro, if you think you could stand a chance against that fucking genie, and she was like the most gentle fucking animal for people. Anyone that showed up, she was like very inquisitive. She was very like gentle as shit. But for whatever reason, man, any dogs anywhere would come by the fence, she would lose her shit. If that one dog that got in the yard, it was like she's like, all right, I think he's hurt. Okay, maybe he's dead. And after throwing him in the air and stomping on him 15 more times, maybe I should do it a few more just to make sure. Like, I don't know. She just legitimately did not give a fuck. And then after it was over and the goats were like walking around, like looking at it, then, that's when like my pops was like, he grabbed it with a wire, like this big. We have a long wire with a hook on it. It's what you use to grab chickens whenever they're in their cages. So because if you get close to a chicken, they'll run. But if you get it's a long. It's a little bit thicker than like a hanger, but it's a little bit thicker than that. But it's a long hook, and you bend a little hook on it, and you grab them by the feet so they can't run, and you just walk up to them holding the wire, and you grab them, pick them up, check them, put like antibiotics on them, stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
And if you're a farm,
I have had one of them. I used to have to run after them all over the joint.
Yeah, fuck all that. Like, we just had that wire. So, but anyways, he grabbed it with that wire and pulled it away from her because she was just stayed around it for a while. And the goats already were like, all right, okay, this thing's not an issue. This motherfucker looks like carpet with some bloodstains on it. So yeah, my pop dragged it to the end of the yard, threw it over the fence, and then went and got it away so she wouldn't step on it anymore. And then got a hold of the animal control to come scrape up what was left of it.
Sounds.
But that shit was no joke. She was mean as fuck. But every time I went in there, like if you gave her a blanket or a piece of carpet for her to just pick up and drag around, she would carry it in her mouth and just carry it, like, and walk behind you. I don't understand why she was like that, but she just if you left your jacket somewhere, like let's say you put it down somewhere to work on something, she'd grab that bitch and run off with it. She was just a weird animal. She was cool. She wouldn't like tear it up or fuck it up or anything. She would just walk around carrying it. So I don't know.
I had a horse. Well, he's still around. He's just half an hour up the road. I just can't get to visit him. But
you gotta go there.
You know, he used to do things like I'd be building a fence or something, and he'd pick up my shovel and bring it to me. You know, I go, "Oh, thanks, mate." He's a pretty smart horse. You know, he wouldn't let anyone get on him. He wouldn't refuse to be ridden. But like some idiot mate come around with his new baby, you know. And he goes, "Oh, I'll put the baby on the horse." I go, "No, you idiot," you know. And he puts his baby on the horse, you know, it's only 6 months old. Horse stood real still. I go, "Give me the baby, you get on the horse," you know. And he gives me the baby, and I knew exactly what would happen. He tries to get on the horse, and the horse has grabbed him by his pants, pulled him to the ground, shook his pants, nearly pulled his pants off. Didn't stomp him or anything. Just that horse knew he was being an idiot, putting the baby on his back, and he wasn't going to hurt the baby. But this horse was great with kids, you know, like this autistic kid of an ex-girlfriend of mine used to be around all the time, and totally out of control kid. But, you know, he'd go up to the horse and swing around his legs, and the horse would stand still and look at me like, yeah, it's all right, I'm not going to hurt him. But, you know, any vet or any other person would go near him, he'd try to bite him. And
I was watching this one video on YouTube a while ago, but these homesteaders had all these horses and stuff, but they had one cow, but the cow was raised with these horses. So the cow is running around like a horse and like doing all the hurdles and stuff with the horses. And I was just like, damn.
If you really want your farm animals to be protected, if you ever have goats or sheep, and you have if you have dogs, right, that working dogs, whether it be healers or shepherds, whenever the goats are having babies, when it's time for, whether it be spring, fall, they drop kids whenever it's time for them to drop kids, right?
Yeah. But they don't want to drop them real cold.
But if you have puppies, if you get the puppies and you give them goat milk, or let the puppies, if you let them walk up to the goat and hold the goat there, of course, but let the puppies suckle. If they get some goat milk from them, for the rest of their life, they'll never harm any of those animals. They'll look at those animals as part of them. They'll never do any harm to them, and they'll protect them with their life 100%.
And goat's milk is so good for most baby animals, I've heard, you know, like it's something they use as a substitute, you know, for.
And goat milk is better for you as a person than regular cow's milk.
That's more
goat milk has a little tang to it. It's a little, I wouldn't say creamy, but it's a little tangy. Has like a little sourness to it.
Yeah.
But
when I was younger, I hated it. You know, I couldn't stand it. But as I got older, I realised this actually tastes better than cow milk. And I was buying it all the time. And then, like, I think it was like 15 years ago, suddenly it was off the shelves of every supermarket. They took away all the goat's milk. You probably can get it at some health store somewhere. I don't know. But it was like, oh, yeah, they've realised that stuff's actually too good for us. You know, the fuckers. It's probably got the probiotics we need. And, oh, God, the things I've seen that aren't on the shelves anymore that used to be actually good for you. But there's a soft drink they used to make out of natural pear juice, carbonated. It used to actually make you feel good. It had cola and lime flavours, and I forgot what the company is called. And, yeah, they stopped bringing that out all of a sudden, you know, because people are drinking that besides any diet drinks and that.
That's strange. That's strange.
I've seen how things are changing.
What I'm saying is, this is strange. Like, why would they take the goat milk or shit off of your shelves? That makes no sense. Like, I don't know. Like, unless the only thing I can think of is like the entire batch would be tainted, or unless there's like some kind of legislation. But that would be like news. Everybody would know about.
It's been about 10 years here. They've done that. Yeah,
that's strange. Because like
have soy milk and skinny milk and all that crap. And
well, if you ever drink soy, good luck with that. But for one, it's painful. But number two, almond milk is a way better option in my personal opinion.
They got almond milk still on the shelf. Yeah,
almond milk has really long titties. It's fine.
Yeah.
If you lay them flat against someone's chest, they look like really long titties. That's fine. There's plenty of milk coming out of almonds. Don't question it. Drink it.
Somebody titty on it. Somebody nipple.
Okay. There's no nipples on almonds.
Somebody nip on the motherfucking almond.
Hey, shout out to the nipples, because without them, tits would be pointless.
Yeah. Shout out to those big buxom women. Yes. Oh, there's a bit of construction work going on over there. I don't know if you can hear it, but sanding. I don't want to be anywhere near the dust, so I'm staying safe out here in my caravan. My dog's still under the house. I wanted to show Bruno. Bruno. There he was waiting to come in. The wind keeps shutting the door. Sorry, mate. Yeah, this is Bruno. Hey, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Bruno. Hey. Yes, there's the big boy. Boy, what you been doing, huh?
What's his breed?
What's that?
Mastiff.
What's
Mastiff. Well, that's
Mastiff.
what it said on his birth certificate. I think he's got a little bit of something else in him. I'm not sure.
I was about to say he looks. It's a Canardly. Is what it looks like. It's a Canardly.
There's a
Oh,
couple
he's
of
doing
dogs
exactly what my
like him.
dog was doing. Comes over and just starts like, fuck yeah.
His face would have been bigger too.
He doesn't even care about the kangaroos because he was born here, so you know, sees a kangaroo, doesn't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Do you, buddy?
That's time for y'all.
He's 8 years old.
Kangaroos are basically deer that traded their antlers for a gym membership. That's basically what they did.
I've heard that. I've heard Americans say that they're just like our deer in a way. They're probably just as smart. But no, actually, kangaroos can be pretty smart. There was a deer across the road. It's the bush across the road, and then you go through the bush, and there's a big salt lake, and then after that, there's the beach. It's a big walk, but all the kangaroos hang out there, and there used to be a big boy. He was about 6.5 foot tall, and he used to stand up to me. God, you know, he's the king of all the kangaroos. And I was sneaking up to this deer across the road just to see how close I could get to it. I got about 10 foot from the deer. Suddenly heard this big thumping sound. The deers ran off. And there's a bloody big giant kangaroo right behind me, you know, warning the deer away from me, you know. That's like, wow, you know, that's pretty cool. He's working, you know, warning the... I'm going, there you go, mate, you know. I've stood up to them a few times, and I've got like a couple of feet, and then they've backed off. So they will tear you to pieces, though. Yeah, the claws are gigantic on the big kangaroos. But I get on with all of them, you know. I've seen Joey's come out of the pouch, and now they're full grown, so they sort of know me pretty well. And they come in the yard quite often when Bruno's not around.
Yeah, I love to take my dog. I want to take my dog to see how she does with animals, like big animals, like farm animals, because she loves animals on the TV. Like if I'm sitting here watching TV and there's like, if they're riding horses or if there's cows or goats or anything, like she gets zoned in on the TV. She goes, ah. So I want to know if I take her out.
Every Blue Heeler I've ever known, they can always see what's on the TV. You know, they get mesmerised by it. It's so funny you say that.
Yeah, because I was watching.
They see a dog, they know it's dog on TV. You know?
Yeah, I was watching The Last of Us, and they're like riding horses on screen, and she's over here, and she comes running up to the TV, and she's just looking at it. I was like, all right. But I want to take
videos of dog reactions to shows on TV lately.
I want to take her because I mean, she's a healer. It's in her blood, but I think she wants to herd because she will with my, like, I've taken her around kids and she will try to herd kids.
Ooh. Yeah, they're little nippers sometimes. I've got a mate, all he's had is ever Blue Heelers, but he's never socialised, and they'll often growl at people when they come in and just, and yeah. I can get around, you know, I know dogs, so I always get them out of that.
Mine loves people. She just doesn't care for other dogs. Like, not that she's aggressive or anything. Like, they try to play with her and she goes, I'm good, and walks away.
Bruno's a bit like that with younger dogs that they're playful. They jump on his back and he gets all bothered by it. He's like a grumpy old man now, aren't you, buddy? But, you know, he's pretty good with most dogs. He's only ever tried to fight big, giant pit bull me stepdaughter's got, Zeke. He's massive. And they said he was a little staffy, you know, and he grew up to be a monster. He always has to have a muzzle on around other dogs, though. Yeah.
Ooh.
But he's not down here right now. I looked after him for a year with my dogs, but I had to keep them separated. Yeah. Although me beagle got on well with him, yeah, no worries. she was good with Big Zeke. Yeah. No, I've had a lot of fun with dogs. You know, I'm getting him used to all the dogs in the neighbourhood, introducing him to them. Yeah. Because he had to learn how to get along with hens, peacocks, and ducks. Because where I was living on the island, the whole place was full of that. You know, all these hens and ducks roaming around, and yeah, he did. Him and the beagle got on fine with all the poultry. It was like, wow, he was trying to kill roosters a few years back. You know? But he knew it wasn't his place, you know. He knew, oh, no, that's not Ken's property, you know. Can't kill that duck, you know. He's good. Good boy. I'm so proud of him. And koalas. Oh, my God. The whole island was full of koalas, you know. I got to know a few. You can go right up and pat them, you know. Pretty cool animals. Yeah, so... And we had these giant geese, about this tall, you know, massive geese. And they're protected, but, you know, a lot of the islanders would eat them, and they said they're better than turkey, you know, beautiful.
What was it? It was some prison, I think it was in Brazil. They got rid of their guard dogs. So they have like a wall, and then they have like this inner part of the wall, and then a fence where they would keep the dogs, but they replaced the dogs with geese. So a shit ton of geese.
Yeah.
And they're saying that like geese are great guard animals if you want a guard animal, because they'll just honk and be very territorial.
I know. Like there's this in the town near me, it's about 3/4 an hour away, the main town. There's a big lake there and lots of swamp birds and that. And there's this geese there, this white geese, and she adopted 2 baby swans when they, you know, they must have been deserted by mum and she gets around these big giant black swans that follow around like mum. And, you know, I've even got footage of it. You know, I've gone up to her, hello, and, oh, yeah, she starts running at you, attacking you, going near her baby boy swans that are gigantic, you know. It's the funniest thing how this geese adopted 2 swans, you know. And, you know, I can go there anytime and see them too. But she won't let anyone get near them. Oh, no. The swans are protected by mum. Yeah. It's funny when you see interspecies raising another one, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I had this kitten once, you know, when I had my first Rottweiler, and there's this rat under my fridge in this farmhouse I was at, and it was like a young rat. Then I've sent the kitten in to kill it, you know, get under the fridge, get that rat. And then I'm, you know, waiting and nothing happening. And then I've looked under the fridge and there's the cat licking the rat and the rat's licking the cat, and they've made best friends. And then suddenly this rat, I started feeding it, and big field rat he ended up being, you know, and he hung around with the dog and the cat, and yeah, great relationship. And it kept any other mouse or rat away, you know. That actually, I've done that a few times. I trained wild rats swamp rats to, you know, and then they keep all the other mice and rats away. And yeah, you can do that. You know, well, maybe not everyone, but
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we have a lot of eagles here, hawks. I know where every eagle in the areas, within a 50-mile radius. Because once they see you, they remember you. And, for 20 years, I've known all the Hawks, all the Eagles. I just take note of, a lot of people don't look up, And I make sure, I always have. I look up. Yeah. Remember that film, Don't Look Up?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, what my God, that's exactly what they want, And that film, that series you said, JD, The Last of Us. I love that show. That was great. That was one of my favourite shows, last year. The Last of Us.
I like that show. I like I obviously they took their liberties with it, but I mean overall, I like it from the gay media to the TV media.
Yeah. I haven't played the game. I'm dying to play the game. I tried to upload it the other day, but it had a crack in it or something. And I haven't done much gaming the last few years. I just learned how to upload them.
Yeah, I was playing it, and then my roommate came back and took all his game systems back, and I was like, lame.
Damn. Yeah, I was playing. I uploaded an old game, Alien Isolation, and it's still in my head in at the moment. I've trapped myself.
Yeah,
I played it before.
Mm-hmm.
I played it before, but it's had a crack in it, so I couldn't finish the game. So this one's all new, enhanced version. I don't know. But I still haven't come across the alien yet or the robots. But one of my favourite games was BioShock, the BioShock trilogy. Don't know if you ever played that.
Yes.
I loved it. Just the storyline was great, I like a game with a good storyline. I love the shoot 'em ups. Yeah. So my computer died. I had it for about 12 years, and it just fucked up in the end. And I just got a new computer, so I'm pretty excited. I haven't had it's an Asus. Have you heard of Asus?
No.
I think it's German or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's going great. I've got an SSD drive in it and pretty good graphics card and a few terabytes. Because I make movies, so I need a lot of space, And I've been making movies for 15 years. I don't know what to do with them, It's my whole life with me dogs, I've got to get some director like Werner Herzog to put it all together and make it into a documentary, like Grizzly Man. Did you ever see the film Grizzly Man? One of my favourite documentaries. It doesn't make Alaska look like a great place. It's same as Into the Wild, It's like, people seem to die when they go off the grid in Alaska. I don't know.
It's kind of the same thing when you watch movies like Wolf Creek and all that shit about Australia too. So it just depends, you know what I mean?
Well, funny you say that. I'd love to say that's exaggerated, but oh my God, the amount of hitchhikers over the years, the amount of people that just vanish out there in those outback places. There's a place called Mount Isa. One of my best buddies, he went there. He was in, mining town in Queensland. I've only ever heard bad things about that place, and he ended up getting stabbed to death. And he was the most nicest, gentle guy. Wouldn't harm a fly. He's stuck in this mining town. And then I've just learned about the highway out of there. There's been people going missing every decade, like at least 5 or 6 people a year go missing along that highway. A lot of these mining towns in Australia, the people are rough as. There's no law. The cops are all just the same as the low. You know, it's just dangerous places to go. You never want to go around Australia by yourself. Really, you know. Not so much Victoria. Victoria is pretty cool, but Western Australia, Queensland, Northern Territory. Well, Northern Territory, the whole government owns all this area there that you get shot if you go on. They have like these sound devices where you get headaches and sickness if you go near any army base, you know. Sonic weapons. Yeah. Pine Gap's another one. I've heard lots about Pine Gap, you know. People are going there and, yeah, within a mile from the base, they send out a signal. It makes you nauseous, sick, headaches. You have to walk away from it because you can't get near the place. And,
well, I'm not trying to interrupt anybody, but Yeti's on his way out. I'm gonna cut the cam for a second.
Okay. Good to meet you, Yeti.
We're not calling it a night or nothing, but we gotta discuss the issue about who's gonna take this bad boy here pretty soon.
All
right.
To my fucking waist is where it's gonna.
It's not even around my waist.
This is not. Fuck you. This is not. We're gonna have to cover that here in a little while.
You can do the 32.
We'll see.
All right. Well, I'll let you guys go because I'm about ready to go because I gotta go to the bathroom anyways. So we've been going for we're almost 4 hours now. So
oh shit.
JD's like, oh, we're gonna be a quick stream. 16 hours later. All right, guys. All right, had like 47 beers. I don't even play anymore. It's time to go. All right.
Oh, good to meet you anyway.
Good talking to you again, bro. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for having fucking
We'll be here tomorrow.
Tomorrow, if not later tonight, we'll probably end up going live. Well, Yeti's gonna try to get back on his internet issues he's got going on with his Starlink or whatever. Anyway, doesn't matter. But if we can get back on, we will. If not, it'll probably just be me, so it'll be boring. But it's fine.
Dude, you
Got
go
you.
over there at night. We do fucking night over there.
Well, we got a few other things in store in the near future. Yeti, don't give it away. And then we will discuss the title shot issue, go whatever between us here pretty quick. And then we're going to get the fuck out of here before that. So much love to everybody on chat, on channel, on stream. If we didn't talk to anyone or read your comments or get to you, apologize for that, but just know as much love. We'll catch you guys later. JD, thanks again, brother. Ken, have a good one, man. See you later.
Good to meet you guys.